celebration of the healing heritage of the Visayas, we bring you today Katingalahan, ancient healing in the Visayas. Maayong hapon ka natin tanan. Daghang salamat to our babaylan who gave me these flowers. So, Congress, the Siquijor Heritage Hotel, in partnership with the National Quincentennial Committee of the Philippines, the National Historical Commission of the Philippines, the University of San Carlos Department of Anthropology, Sociology, and History, the University of San Carlos Center for Social Research and Education, Museo Supu, the Central Visayas Association of Museums, the 𝗟𝗂𝗏𝗃𝗃𝙑𝙃 𝗏𝗂𝗏𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 and with 𝗟𝗂𝗶𝗀 present to you this afternoon this hybrid event, Katingalahan, Ancient Healing in the Visayas. Maayong hapon once again. Daghang salamat to everyone who is with us this afternoon in our hybrid event. We thank our on-site audience and also we thank our online audience, those on Facebook Live and the pages of our partners. So this month we are celebrating the Museums and Galleries Month, and also we are celebrating the National Indigenous Peoples Day. So we have many events this month to celebrate the Museums and Galleries Month and also the National Indigenous Peoples Month. So we will tell you about them in a while, about these events. And also this month is we are also celebrating the Breast Cancer Awareness Month for the women to be aware of these ailments and how to prevent. And also we are celebrating the month of the Holy Rosary. And of course, tomorrow we are celebrating the first anniversary of Congress of Siquijor Heritage Hotel and 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. So 1 year ago, that's October 16 last year, that was also a Saturday. We had a hybrid event, Ali, wherein we discussed also the traditional healing practices of the Cebuanos. So today we're having this discussion on the ancient healing in the Visayas. So we have our panelists from Siquijor. So may we show our audience to know how the healing flower of their can we show the tinututok ang mga lalaki ang magtuwa. So according to also one of our heritage friends in the heritage community, the 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 is actually a sacred plant in some parts of Southeast Asia. So if you were here, you will have 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 on your ears. So think what, ipakita kong real audience. Asa na yung 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏? So the 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 is still in the hair. So of course, the pre-colonial Cebuanos and the pre-colonial Visayas were described to have, when they go out, they always have, they adorn their hair with flowers. Okay na lang, sakto na lang. RV, so ako na lang. So So according to the accounts, like Father Francisco Asina or even 𝗵𝙗𝗫, our ancestors, like the women, always like have a show, like it's just like really a presentation when they go out, they adorn themselves with flowers. And we would also know that the Cebuanos, the Visayas, smelled very, had a very good smell. So they smelled like flowers and perfume also. So now, as we celebrate our our healing heritage, we would also like to stay tuned for the exciting discussion, especially of our adventure, of our trip to Siquijor, how we experienced the healing heritage, and we are also excited to watch these videos created by the youth, the youth in Cebu, written by an award-winning 24-year-old scriptwriter, a playwright, who also won awards, and she also wrote some of the scripts of our music videos at Andras. So she was an intern here at Andras from the University of the Philippines. And by our youth here at Andras, was for the Children, and also edited by the technical team of Sandra. So watch out for these videos. We thank our participants. We would like to recognize our participants who said going or registered online. So we have the names of our on-site audience, the very beautiful and handsome on-site audience. We have the list of our on-site audience. Those who are online, so we'd like to recognize those who registered online from someone from the Mindanao State University, 𝗼𝙗𝙗 University of the Philippines. So our online participants, those who registered, said that they come from these institutions, from the Cebu Normal University, from Kamusan Integrated School. We also have from Schools Division of the 𝗼𝙗𝗫. Daghang salamat to our DepEd, the Department of Education, Schools Division of the 𝗼𝙗𝗫, so who always joins us, who always participates in our online events, and also even on site, and who also celebrated with us the birthday of our hero 𝗼𝙗𝗫 by sending flowers, offering flowers to the monument of 𝗼𝙗𝗫 in our city. Thank you very much to the Schools Division of the 𝗼𝙗𝗫 and 𝗵𝙗𝗫. We also have from Aklan Catholic College, from the University of San Carlos School of Law and Governance, from Samar National School, University of Santo Tomas, De La Salle University, Manila. We also have from the University of Cebu School of Medicine. Thank you very much to our medical doctors, or who will be our medical doctors, and who will be medical doctors for joining us in learning and tracing our traditional healing heritage, the traditional medicine. And then so we also thank those from the Cebu Technological University, CPU, from Takara, Filipino Indigenous Art Society, and this is from the page, the Science Culture page, a Canada-based group that advocates for design culture. Kami salamat for joining us once again. We also recognize LAM, Active Wellness Foundation Incorporated, State Field School Incorporated, the Research Promotion Board. So we don't know from which LGU is this from Research Promotion Board. We are having a problem with our audio. Also, we would like to ask if our audio is okay for those online. So outside, we are still adjusting our audio right now. So we also thank someone from the Banyan LGU, and we also thank our tour guides from the lab. So that is salamat for joining us in all our events, online or on-site. We also have someone from the Center for Health Development, Katingalahan. So we have so many participants from the zone. Thank you for joining us learning about our Visayas heritage, our Visayas reading heritage. Also from the Philippine Institute of Traditional and Alternative Healthcare, and also from 𝘼𝙣𝙘𝙞𝙣𝙩 School of Indigenous Science. We also have from 𝗭𝘵𝙣𝙘𝙤𝙤 Child Care Center, and also from the Cebu Doctors University. So daghang salamat to everyone who registered online, and also to those Angelo Fernando, our actor for the Unilag, a graduate of the University of 𝗭𝘵𝙣𝙘𝙤𝙤. Thank you for watching, and belated happy birthday, Angelo Unilag. And also we have someone gift card from Katingalahan City. We also have 𝘭𝚗𝑖𝑠 is our panelist, and Ellen, and Daniel Inopagihan, and Ferdinand Ascarada. 𝗼𝙣𝙘 from San Pablo at the National Presidential PH. Daghang salamat for joining our event. So this afternoon we will have an exciting discussion about our living heritage. We will know that Katingalahan, the wonders. What do you translate Katingalahan in English? So Katingalahan is physical. Is it physical? Is it physical in Katingalahan? And also wondrous. And then mysterious Katingalahan. So there are so many translations of the word Katingalahan, that is actually one. The word alim. So alim it means to heal, and then alima is but I'm not sure. So we have at my back we have the alima logo. So alima also contains the word lima, which is five. So this means lima because the healing hands have five fingers, so five. Lima. So we have five.
It means a lot. It means so many things. Alima, alim to heal, alima to take care, and lima the healing hands. And also, if you see the logo, there is the sun image, a sun symbol. We would know in a while what does the sun mean for our babaylan in pre-colonial times, in pre-colonial Cebu. So are we okay now? So we're ready. Yeah, we're okay. So there is a commotion a while ago in the technical team. We had a problem with our audio on site. So for our upcoming events, we would like to because this month is the national um, the museums and galleries month. We are having Pamgas de Cebu Heritage Hotel's Galleria Independencia, our mini museum at Pamgas, is a participant of the Gabi sa Kabilin. So we will have the Gabi sa Kabilin sa Pamgas on October 21. So may we show the graphics of our Gabi sa Kabilin sa Pamgas? So we would see here that the theme here, because the theme of the Gabi sa Kabilin, October 21, for the 20 participating museums is Padayon, the persistence amidst crisis. The persistence of the Cebuano amidst crisis. So at Pamgrass, we have this that we trace the crisis in Cebu history, and how did lovers and warriors persevered throughout the crisis from pre-colonial times till the struggle against Spanish colonialism. So you would see here, so You would see videos. We would be launching 3-episode videos, short, very short, 5-minute videos on hello, love, lumay. So lumay is the Bisaya Cebuano word for love potion, and in Tagalog, lumay is gayuma. In English, it's love potion. So we have short videos. Hello, love lumay. So watch out for this. And then also we will have an exhibit with 15 visual artists, an art exhibit on love and perseverance amidst crisis by 15 visual artists, and this is curated by University of San Carlos Fine Arts Professor 𝘭𝙘𝙘 who is also a graduate of Fine Arts of University of the Philippines, Cebu. And also during this October 21 to 28, you would see the tradition. There is a demonstration of the traditional way of life of Cebuanos. We will also have a demonstration and an interactive activities on harana or courtship, and also the music in pre-colonial Cebu and during Spanish time, the music that they use during courtship. And we are also excited to let you know that there would be an R room, a red room on that day. At from 6 p.m. to 12 midnight. There would be a special exhibit, a special room that would show you the love and sex practices and gadgets of pre-colonial Visayans. And only those who are 18-year-old and above would be able to enter the room. Are you excited? You should bring your ID. Okay? If you are minors, you cannot go inside. So it would be time for you to see replicas or representations and replicas. You would know the gadgets, the sex gadgets of pre-colonial Visayans. But you cannot try it on. Sorry, you can just look at it but not try it on. so, so of course, aside from that, on October 2024, we will have, in partnership with the 𝘼𝙧𝙘𝙘 National School, 𝘼𝙧𝙘𝙘 National School Parents Teachers Association, we would be um, having an event, an on-site event, but we would also show you in Facebook Live the awarding of the most inspiring teacher of 𝘼𝙧𝙘 National School, voted by their students. And this is spearheaded by the 𝘼𝙧𝙘 National School PTA. But because, of course, we should honor our teachers, our modern day heroes. So we would not be knowing what we know today. We would not be having progress in society without our teachers. So, and of course, they clarify to us about our history and how we can learn lessons from history and move forward for the development of society. So we honor our teachers, so we gladly accepted the invitation. Congress de Cebu Heritage Hotel gladly accepted the invitation to partner with the 𝘼𝙧𝙘 National School PTA in launching this awarding ceremony for the most inspiring teacher of 𝘼𝙧𝙘 National School. And aside from that, so we have so many events. This is a jam-packed October. So we have also this event on October 29. So watch out for it because this is this is like a continuation of our discussion today, because it would be Halloween on October 29, but I mean on weekend of October 30 or 31. It would be Halloween, but we have our own version of this Halloween. So we have the Ungo o Babaylan, the witches of ancient Visayas. We have this event because every Halloween period, so during Halloween season, we always have our own version, and we feature a Visayan mythical creatures cosplay contest. Hello to all our cosplayers in Genshin who are who are having a function at the 3 de Abril. So they have also a cosplay here. So you should see their very wonderful costumes. So on October 29, so we have the witches of ancient Visayas. Our panelist would be a researcher of the University of the Philippines, Visayas, who research about the Babaylanes of Western Visayas, and we will also have Dr. Dani Hirona, who who read in the archives in Spain about reports of witches in Cebu in 1565. So that's why when Dr. Dani Hirona was one of our panelists in our event last April for the victory of Mactan, and he told me about an archival document, and he read about a report about a witch in Cebu. So you should watch out for this discussion. And of course, we will have the Visayan Mythical Creatures cosplay contest. And on October 30, that Sunday, there would be for the children, there would be hadla sa Pangas, a games for, and then also a costume contest for the kids who will be here at Pangas on October 30. So there would be tuslukaan haahos, to poke the garlic. There would be so many games. Pakana ang tambaluslos. Sa ganito tambaluslos? Big mouth. And then you make the big mouth eat, something like that. So anyway, pakana and tambaluslos and all these fun games for the kids, for them to know also about our folklore, the characters in our folklore, the mythical creatures in Visayan culture. So now we would like to I would like to introduce the panelists first before we would show you one of the videos made by the youth of Palmgrass. So first, I would like to introduce to you our one of our Suki panelists at Palmgrass. She was also with us. Was she with us this year? Not yet. This is the first time for this year. So last year she was with us for many times. So and then so she is the director of the University of San Carlos Center for Research and Education. She is also a professor of the Department of Anthropology, Sociology, and History of the University of San Carlos. Please help me welcome Dr. Zona Saniel Amper. Maayong hapon, Dr. Zona.
Hapon.
Greet your fans. So, dagang salamat, Dr. Zona. Thank you for being with us once again. So, Dr. Zona was our panelist last year in the discussion about. Were you with us in IOT discussion? No? Unity and Passion of Pre-Colonial Visayas.
I
Wala.
can't recall.
Wala nakakainumdum. So she was one of our panelists and one of those discussions, the nudity, the dili ka sa nudity
Morang iyok.
sa iyot. She was with us in a discussion of the power of women in bed and politics 500 years ago, and also in the discussion of the Di Ingunato,
Ah,
the the the
year.
Visayan mythical creatures of I mean the in the Visayas, the rituals of our ancestors. And also, so now we would also like to present to introduce to you. We are happy, we are glad to have with us representing the the Siquijor Provincial Tourism Officer. So he was recommended by the tourism head of of the province of Siquijor to represent him. So he is the tour guide guiding the tourists going to Siquijor for more than 20 years. Please help me welcome Luis Burungan. Maayong hapon, Luis. Wala pa siya. Luis, please come back. So next, so Luis would be telling us so many things about the healing paradise of Siquijor. So next, we would like to introduce to you, also from the Siquijor Provincial Tourism and Environment Office, and she is my tour guide, and she was one of my tour guides in Siquijor. She brought me to places and discussed with me and explained to me the different healing practices in Siquijor and also the diwatas of Siquijor. She is a descendant of traditional healers in Siquijor. Her grandmother was a traditional healer of Siquijor, and also her uncle is a traditional healer of Siquijor. Please help me welcome 𝘼𝙣𝙘𝙤𝙘𝙀 𝙯. Maayong hapon, 𝘼𝙣𝙘.
Mayang hapon.
Maayong hapon, 𝘼𝙣𝙘. Daghang salamat, 𝘼𝙣𝙘, for joining us. So we are still waiting for Luis. So is Luis already around? Wala pa. So while we are waiting for Luis, and we, of course, the first few questions are for our panelists here on site. But before that, I would like to read your comments and I would like you to know that as we go along, we would be reading your comments and your questions. So we would be giving your questions and your comments to our panelists. So we would like to say maayong hapon also to Maria Rodora Agustin from the National Quincentennial Committee page, and also to 𝗵𝙑𝙘𝙀𝗏𝙀. Oh, nang ingon mo siya na maayong hapon, Ma'am Zona. So, estudyante ni mo. And then also, we have also Jenna Michelle. Saying, can the audio be fixed? So is our audio fixed? So Ferdy says it's now stable. Thank you for the technical team for troubleshooting our audio problem. So before we would ask our first question, we would like to bring you one of the videos, the reel. So this is meant for the reel or talk TikTok. We have this video written by our 24-year-old scriptwriter who was an intern at PAMGRAS from UP Mascom. When she was an intern here in 2018, and she still joins us in our activities here at PAMGRAS. Thank you very much to Giselle Marie Suarez for the script, and also the actors who are all interns at PAMGRAS, and the team, the technical team shot and edited this video. So this is the video, Where Do Broken Hearts Go? So, please show the video.
How to heal from a broken heart. Step 1. Go to google.com. Step 2. Type a destination. Step 3. Realize nga di ka ka-afford maglaag-laag. So where do broken hearts go naman lang aniyad? You want to heal? Di na kinahanglan mo adtog layo uy. Ang Bisaya healing practices afford na nimo diri sa Alima.
Daghang salamat for that video. So it's actually a tribute or a celebration of Alima. So we will know more about some healing practices and in other videos. There are 4 more videos that you would show. So it's just a 1-minute video. So it showed batong init. It's hot stone for the hot stone massage, and we use also virgin coconut oil and ahos loy asili as for the massage oils. So we would like to recognize also those on site. So before we would start the discussion, so we have from Flag Incorporated, there are so many of them. And we also have from La Liga Cebu, already nag-register. So there are about more than 10. Okay, good for 5 man ka, Ferdinand. so we would like you to know that in 1521, so we have a recorded, the recorded account of Antonio Pigafetta, the chronicler of Ferdinand Magellan. He wrote his description of this ritual done by women spiritual leaders, women healers of Cebu. So it described two very old women. They were having a ritual in slaughtering the pig. So they cannot eat the pork, they cannot slaughter the pig without this healing ritual done by women. So there are rituals to drive away evil spirits and for good luck, and of course for the anitos, the spirits to be happy and not to get angry. So there were two women who were having a ritual in slaughtering the pig with a bamboo trumpet in hand. May we show that our illustration of how we illustrated this? So this actually comes at our image for Ungo. Do you have it? The image for Ungo. The image for Ungo. So they and then they made their obeisance to the sun. So while they were dancing the ritual, they had a bamboo trumpet in the hand. They had also cloth. They have also or have they wrapped the cloth about themselves. One of them puts a kerchief with two horns on her forehead. So they made horns out of the kerchief, and then they were looking up to the sun. So that's why our Alima native Basaj have this sun image in our logo. So they dance and call out thus for, and then they offered also food like roasted fish, rice cakes, and others. So these are, you would know more about that when you read Pigafetta, and also when Dr. Isil Mojares traced the devotion to the Santo Niño, there is a chapter here in the book, The Feast of the Santo Niño, that discuss this ritual by the Babaylanes of Cebu. So, of course, this book, The Feast of the Santo Niño, is available at Palmgrass to Cebu Heritage Hotel's Basahanan ni Lumaya. So you just send us a message if you want to read about the tracing of the devotion to the Santo Niño, to the Babaylanes, to the prayer, to the rituals of pre-colonial Cebu. So now you would know more about that. If you have questions about that, please put it at the comment section. And then so now we would like to give the first question to our panelist who is on site. Thank you very much that we have an on-site panelist. So so we thank Dr. Zona Amper. So she's the only panelist based in Cebu. But we would like you to know that on November 19, we will also have an on-site panelist from the National Historical Commission of the Philippines who would really be here to discuss about the moral resistance against Spanish colonialism. So our on-site panelist today is Dr. Zona Amper, and we would like to ask her about, she is an anthropologist, and she has researched about the origins of our practices now and the culture of Cebu. So we would like to have the question for Dr. Zona Amper. So we would like to ask her, what are the origins of knowledge and rituals on healing?
Okay, so in pre-colonial times, we already had this healing practices. So actually, there are generally two types of healing. So the first one is indicated with recognizable physical symptoms. So makita ang unsay nahitabo, no? So there are under this there are three categories. The first one is massage or hilot,
May
and
we show
then
her
the
visuals?
second one is on inducing sweat through steaming or use of smoke. And then the third one is the use of medicinal plants. So for For
Will
the
we show our
second,
graphics?
for the second type of healing, um, these are those that have uh, no recognizable symptoms, or if there are, it cannot be healed with the first three categories of healing. And usually, um, the healing is done by religious specialists like the Babaylan, for example. So, um, in short, there are five categories, but these five categories are divided into two. The first one with the recognizable physical symptoms, and the other one uh, with which needs to be handled by the religious specialist. So when we talk about massage, this is actually the application of pressure, no? Murag na ako yung mga picture gamay ana. So if we talk about massage, murag daghan man tingalit ang nakasuway, no, about hilot. It's application of pressure on certain nerve centers in the body of the person that has the ailment. So this is done by so-called specialists who know where to press. Kay lisod to kayo bisag asa lang ipislit, di ba? So the second one is on the the inducement of sweat or sweating. So, uh, just like what was shown earlier, the use of hot stones, that could be one. And another is the tuob, wherein you have steam and then the person is wrapped in blankets or mats and then to induce the sweat. And then another one is what they call in the pre-colonial times as uslob, or now we call it uslob, immersion in water that has certain plants and then it's heated. So, um, so if we look at massage as well as the inducement of sweat, mostly they also utilize medicinal plants. So medicinal plants were very important during that time because these are utilized in the in the steaming and sometimes in the massage. What they put in the oil, for example, um, are also these medicinal plants. So these were called tambal. No? So these plants that have medicinal qualities are utilized by the local healers. And then sometimes there are also some that come from animal origins. So the next one, the next general type of healing is on the like supernatural. No? If you have, if these are caused by sorcery, for example, you need a counter sorcery. So kanang moingon sila nga unsa na kanang murag balihon ba, balihon.
Ambalan gyud.
If the ailment is caused by sorcery, then you have a counter sorcerer to murag kontrahon ba ang katong
Kontrahon ang pangdaot.
and then ang katong usa for example the ailment is caused by kanang nasuko bitaw ang mga espiritu, ana ba? Kung nasuko ang espiritu, then you have a mediator who is a healer who mediates and tries to appease the spirits through the performance of rituals. So kana lang siguro.
Murag na kay, you
And
have
that's from
another picture?
pre-colonial times. Yeah.
Yes, there's another photo.
And
Wala na, mauna na.
dili na pa. Katong sa katong calling on the spirits and counter sorcery.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, daghang salamat, Dr. Zona. So, we have the different types of healing that were mentioned by Dr. Zona, sweating, and then of course, you counter if you are sorcery, gid na ang term sa. It's
in
usually
English.
it says it murag daot na no in
daot.
in Bisaya it's
Ah.
gidaot ka. So
Kanang gidaotan ka,
gidaotan ka.
mukuha kag healer para mo kontra sa kantong
Oh.
nang daot nimo.
So so Dr. Sana was saying about, so there are also rituals to appease the anger of the spirit. So because of course we also have a discussion of that last year in the Cebuano traditional hearing practices with Dr. Ray Inosian, because of the nature where there are beliefs of the nature spirits, and if you are able to violate the wishes of the nature spirits, then that's why we get sick. So you need to appease the anger of nature, of the spirits in nature, of the anitos, for us to get to get well, to be healed. So we have this question we have another question for Dr. Zona, but there is a question from Rain T. Good afternoon. Pwede po malaman ang meaning ng alima? So, Rain T, the meaning of alima. Alima is a Cebuano word that means to take care. And then, of course, the alima word also has the word in it, alim, which means to heal. And then alima also contains the word lima that represents the five fingers of the healing hand of our healers. So that's alima. So there is a question already from Ferdinand Aparticio. Is there a difference between the Western massage to that of the local indigenous one? So I guess this would be, would you already want to answer this? So, or Dr. Zona, or
maybe we could ask the ones from Siquijor.
Later, if you would ask me.
Pero I think it's
actually,
different.
actually, I always have massage every week. So I already know Shatsu. We know about Swedish. We have Thai massage. We have what are the other kinds of massage? Thai massage, Swedish, shiatsu. So those are, we have reflexology. So those are, the Western massage is the Swedish. And then so, of course, we had our Binisaya Manghihilot. So we really looked for a Binisaya Manghihilot, a traditional healer who came from her roots. She was born in Siquijor, but she is already practicing her hilot and her traditional healing in Cebu. And then we asked her to come last year. So you saw her, that was Minda. So you saw her last year in our event on October 16 on Alim. And then she showed our therapist here, our Alima therapist, what is Binisaya nga hilot. So actually, Binisaya nga hilot it is deep pressure. It's deep pressure, but it 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 focuses on the pressure points. And then it also massages the other parts of the body that are not usually massaged by the Swedish that is done in Swedish massage. So if you see me not having stress, it's because of the Aliwa native massage. So so with the Binisaya nga hilot, and of course with the therapist also here also uses shiatsu. So those are shiatsu is Japanese, of course. They also have reflexology and also Thai massage and also Swedish massage. So
So there's also this prior to doing the hilot. Usually the
the
hilot
orasyon.
will
There is
no
the
the
himulso.
himulso.
There,
They get the pulse
you get the pulse.
and then they listen to the pulse and then
Yes.
they know where to press.
Yes. So when the healer would get the pulse, same as the acupuncturist. With some acupuncturists who studied Chinese acupuncture, uh, Chinese medical acupuncture, also does the pulse taking, so that they would know the ailment, the illness, and then they would know how to heal. And then also they have orasyon, the healing prayer. So in all healing rituals, healing methods, all healing methods, there is always prayer. So that's why our Alima native massage also does an oration for you when you get a massage. And then we really studied the oration, I mean the prayers, the rituals, what was inscribed in the ritual pots of the Babaylanes. So this is in the Surat Binisaya of Dr. Rolando Burinaga. There is the artifacts of our ancient writing in the Visayas are inscribed in the ritual pots. So we really studied those inscriptions, the Visayan writing on the ritual pots. So we have here, we thank Ferdinand Ascaraga, one of the heritage enthusiasts and advocates who made my Patanaw earrings, the replica of Patanaw earrings, and he also uh, sent to us or showed us. He brought here today some pot shards or some ritual pots, 500 BC pots, excavated in Bantayan Island. So these were excavated in Bantayan and also in Siquijor. So there is a pot here from Siquijor and also from Bantayan Island. So the Babaylanes have their prayer written or inscribed on the pots. So there is always a prayer. So in Western massage, you don't get any prayer. But then for the Asian, I mean for the Binisaya healers, there is always a prayer. So we have this next question for Dr. Zona. And this next question is, what rituals do local healers perform when treating their patients, or when people ask for healing from the traditional healers? May we have Dr. Zona?
Yeah, okay, so as earlier said, there's this panghimulso, no? So that's the first, usually that's the first part. And then they do whatever is needed, like hilot or, and then as
Agripina.
Agripina had said, there's always the prayer or a so-called oration or what we call as yam-yam, no, yam-yaman ka. And sometimes, tothoan pagyud ka. Uh, they put
Saliva.
saliva
You
and
spray or spray.
yeah, or they blow. They blow your head. They blow the part which they said is the one being affected. And then for the larger rituals, for example, in the appeasing of spirits or countering the sorcery, it requires sacrifice of animals also and offering of food. So I think this is still practiced no until now, especially in the rural areas, in the mountainous areas, wherein if they say that there's someone who has an ailment and they cannot explain it, so they say we need someone who can offer this ritual so that the spirits will be appeased. So usually there's an animal sacrifice. Sometimes it's a pig, or sometimes chicken, or whatever is available. And then because it's also the healer which says, ang espiritu niingon siya nga kani nga klase sa animal ang iyang gusto. So pila ka manok iyang gusto ang ana. And then usually they don't put salt in the food offerings kay ingon sila the spirits do not like salt. So kana people will take part in the ritual, and then the spirits are eventually appeased, and so the ailment of the person is expected to be gone, no? But for other the common illnesses that have physical, recognizable physical symptoms, it's usually the panghimulso, the tutho, and the taihop. And it depends actually on the healer on what prayers he or she will what do you call that? Kanang yam lagi
We'll say
uh, state
chant.
while healing. And sometimes these healers also write down on pieces of paper and they put them on the body part that is affected. Or sometimes they put it in water, what they have written, they put it in water and they let the patient or the person with the ailment drink the water. Also, sometimes they use, or most of the time, they use plants. No? Um, when preparing the plant decoctions, for example, they also have these prayers and rituals on how to prepare the plants for use in healing. So there are sometimes there are also days of the week wherein these decoctions are prepared, etc., etc.
Yes. Thank you very much, Dr. Zona. So Dr. Zona was telling us about Tai Hope. So Tai Hope is like blowing air into your part of the body. And then also that's Tai Hope. Tutho is like when there would be some
Saliva.
saliva that would be sprayed on that part of the body. And then also there is a question, there is we have from our audience saying good afternoon from Taguig Integrated School, Jennifer Socrates and Junli Luna. And again, Pearl Michelle is asking, are those earthenware pots the real ones recovered from excavations? So these are from excavations, and these are given by the locals in Siquijor and one from the locals in Bantayan. So that's Chris is si Chris. So it is ano sa to? So is this excavated by the archaeologists during the excavations or the diggings, or just read given by the residents, and they said that these are very old earthenwares. So this has yet to be confirmed by our archaeologists. so 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 now we would like to have, so we invite you to give your comments and also to give your questions as we go along. So do we have from Ferdi, do we have registry and profiling for indigenous silot service providers in the country, or at least in Cebu? So we would know about Siquijor in a while. So in Cebu, there is a question if there is a registration for the hilot service of the indigenous, the traditional manghihilot. Murag wala gyud, no? Wala. So, so now we would like to ask Dr. Zona this next question about what knowledge do local healers possess regarding plants used for medicinal purposes? So may we have Dr. Zona.
So the knowledge of local healers on medicinal plants dates back to pre-colonial times. No? Um, as what I have said, if there are plants that have medicinal qualities, they call this tambal, and these are prescribed by the healers for their patients, either to be taken internally or to be placed externally. So for internal ingestion, such plants or plant parts are prepared um, either through making decoctions or through infusion. So if we say decoctions, you place the plant or plants in water and then it's boiled. So you get a decoction and then it's ingested by the patients. And sometimes there are also plants you put in water or whatever solvent and it's not boiled. So it's called infusion. So, and then it's still ingested by the patients. But sometimes also, the plant parts are placed in like it's just what do you call this? They extract no from the plants and then it's placed in a thin piece of cloth and it's just placed over the affected part. So it's called tapal. Itapal ra siya na kuan. Kanang so it really depends no on what plant and plant part. So if we talk about specific plants, there are really a lot, and specific healers have different knowledges regarding these plants. So for example, in our recent research, like in Argao, for example, a healer whom we interviewed, she utilized the Sali-Argao plant. And Sali-Argao is actually a plant wherein the town of Argao got its name. But in other municipalities, we cannot hear about this plant being used by these healers. And then in Santander also, down in the southern Cebu, we also had interviewed a healer who utilized cotton or the cotton plants, different the leaves, the buds, the roots of the cotton plant because in the past cotton was a very common plant in Santander and Oslo. So in other interviews we had in the north, the cotton plant is not very much utilized. So actually, these plants, there are certain plants that are only utilized in specific towns or municipalities. But there are also plants that are very common across municipalities. Like, for example, the Labana or Sabana or Siko Carabao, they have different terms, but it's the same plant. It's actually the Guyabano. So the leaves are used, the roots are used. So all these knowledges of plants of the local healers have been passed on from one generation to the next. No, so one generation of healers to the next generation of healers. So I think it's in the next slide. I don't know if
Next
it's
slide.
there. Um, wherein the healers usually gain their knowledge about these plants from their predecessors who were also healers. So they got this knowledge either through observing the actual healing or the actual collecting of plants by their predecessors. And sometimes also they act as apprentices because usually the healers who taught them are either their parent or their grandparent or another relative. Uh, that's very common no, for learning about these medicinal plants. But sometimes there are also healers who claim that they got their knowledge from divine providence, like they had a dream, or they died for a while, and then when they got back, they already have this knowledge. But that's not so common among local healers. It's usually knowledge passed down from one generation of healers to the next one. Okay. So I think that's it.
So you have also in your slide regarding collecting some plants in specific.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the collection of plants, there are certain plants that are just common. They are considered as weeds by us who do not know that they have medicinal qualities. So we can just find them along the street sides or near the rivers or in our backyards. So they're quite common, like uh, hiyong-hiyong or makahiya in Tagalog, for example. It's just there or the other types of weeds that are just there lying around like the one we use for dengue what do you call that
Tawa-tawa.
tawa-tawa or I don't know I forgot the local term so salingkapaw I think uh, so it's just there but there are also plants that cannot be found in ordinary places. They have to be collected from forest or far off areas. And so some healers collect these plants at specific times of the year. So it's very common from across our interviews. The common time of the year is Good Friday. And
Good
sometimes
Friday.
these healers even congregate together. They do this on Good Friday. I don't know in pre-colonial times what Good Friday was,
Yes,
because obviously Good Friday is a Catholic,
Catholic.
is associated with the Catholic celebration of the Holy Week.
Yes.
So yeah, that's it.
Yes. Dahil salamat, Dr. Zona. So, we would also know in a while regarding the practice of Siquijor healers, kung when is the time that they would gather these plants. So, you would know about that from our Siquijodnon panelists. So, now, we would now like to ask uh, from Siquijor. So of course, the healing is always associated with the spirits, the diwatas. So we would now like to ask our panelists, a descendant of healers of Siquijor, and she is also from the Provincial Tourism Office, a staff of the Provincial Tourism Office of Siquijor. So may we have Arce Lee to tell us about the popular diwatas of Siquijor. So RC, nana si RC? Yes. So please unmute. You are still muted.
Good afternoon.
So RC, kis asa ko ga-echo? Ga-echo ko dire. So we would like to ask RC regarding the popular diwatas of Siquijor.
Yes, there are three diwatas in Siquijor. This is Maria Isa from San Juan Siquijor. We have Maria Nico from Maria Siquijor and Maria Sima from Simakulong Laguna.
Yes.
So,
So Maria Isa is the one-breasted
yeah,
diwata.
Maria Isa is Maria Isay Tutoy. So she has only one breast side in front ra, only one.
In the middle. So may we
Yes,
show a photo of a healer's sculpture. So this is the sculpture made by a healer in Siquijor, Junel. So we took a photo so she is surrounded by the tambal, the medicine made also by Junel, and this is a sculpture by healer and sculptor Junel. So Maria Isa Isay Tutoy. Maria Isa
yes.
Isay Tutoy. Tutoy is
Maria Isa is Maria
breast.
Yus.
Isay Tutoy. So Maria Isay Tutoy. Maria Isa. Only
Yes.
one breast. So what is the power of Maria Isa uh, RC?
Maria Isa is a good one. Ano lang siya, pag may wedding, hinihiraman ko siya ng mga gamit dati. Tapos, ah, nagbabayad din siya ng kuryente. Bumibili din po siya ng mga gamit sa mga stores, gano'n.
So
Wala
Maria
naman po
Isa,
siyang
yes, go.
wala naman po siyang mga ginagawang nakakatakot po dito sa isla. Basta isa po siyang protector ng island po namin dito.
So Maria Isa is a protector of the island of Siquijor.
Yes.
So there are other diwatas, but Maria Isa is the one that captured the imagination also because she was the only
Yes.
one made that Junel, the healer, made a sculpture out of for her. So Junel, one of the leader of the healers, one of the organization of healers of Siquijor, made this sculpture of Maria Isa. So now we would like to ask RC regarding regarding um, And so this is not for RC anymore. So this is now for Luis. So we would like to have Luis. So Luis represents the Siquijor Provincial Tourism Head, Engineer 𝘼𝙣𝙘𝙘 Paglinawan. So when I asked Engineer 𝘼𝙣𝙘𝙘 to be a panelist, he recommended Luis to be the one to represent him, to tell us about the healing paradise of Siquijor. So um, we would like to ask Luis regarding why is it that, for example, in other parts of the archipelago, traditional healing is not much practiced anymore. So why is it that in Siquijor is very much known for traditional healing, and traditional healing is still very much practiced and did not vanish even with the Spanish colonialism and with the different colonial powers that the Spaniards, the Americans that colonized us. So Luis, what can you say about this?
Okay, no? Maayo di ang hapon sa tanan, no? But sa mga healers, mayong buntag, no? Kay it's always morning because it's faith o faith and hope, no? Because that's what healing really is, mostly. But anyways, before we start, I would like to discuss why Siquijor has been considered as a healing paradise, no, or the healing island. So our brand for today is the healing island. Siquijor, the healing island. It's like if you say Bohol, it's like behold Bohol. But when you say Siquijor, Siquijor, the healing island. It started in the past because in tourism, people would actually describe Siquijor to be as the island of fire and magic, the mystic island of Siquijor. And then there was our governor really wanted to give a tag for Siquijor to be to let people know what really is Siquijor, no? So now, but also to the point na mahimo siyang unique, no? It should be unique. So now, we came up, hence it came. We made up the Siquijor, the Healing Island. So as you can see in our photo, no, it's about this. It's not really just about the healers. It's not just about some mystical stories, the folklores, because we have bunch of them like the Marianico, Maria Isa, like the Tayog Tayog, the ghost ship of Maria, the one-breasted woman, the basta. But anyways, it's about the people. That's the main thing. Number two, it's about the place that we have. No, as you can see in the photo, these are two photos that I have taken 2 days ago, 3 days ago. I've been here. This is in Salagdoong, and the other one is in Podo. It's very healing. When you go in these places, you would really like have this healing vibe within you. That's why it's like that. And also, the other thing is what else? It's about the culture that we have. Yes, it's the culture. It's the healing itself. Because yeah, like that. So we have Junel there in the photo, the president of our association of secure healers, which has a lot of I just know na daghan din na sila og chambers, daghan na sila og chapters, maro po din sila kanang fraternity, no. Na chapter sa Cantabon, San Antonio o kanang sa Baybay Dapit, no. And also, it's like you can see our port. When you arrive here, you can already see the beach. I mean, the water. You will be amazed, and by just landing alone here in the island of Siquijor, you would always know that yeah, this is the healing island. This is pretty much what I booked for, like that. And then all the people there in the photo, those are our guests here. They really have a smile because that is one of our the thing that we want to embed to people's faces when they arrive here and when they go out in the island. It's about that smile that makes everything like a healing vibe. Yes.
So,
So
yes, would you like to continue, Luis?
well, there's a sub question about why wala gid nawala, no? We were able to retain our healing practices. Again, I have learned also from our like with the healers. I talked to them. a lot of times, especially during my visits, our healing actually, we have two two healing practices here. We have the ones that we had since like before the Spaniards, the pre-colonial era. So yeah, for example, that thing called hilot, yeah, that's pretty much what's in the past. We have the diwata. Those are, we even have the healing through diwata. Well, it's more like prayers. But then when the Spaniards came here, there are some healing practices. Like for example, the tuob. If you go to Mexico, there are places who are practicing that kind of practice. So yes, about the somebody question about the Western healing practices, it could be. It could be. I'm not saying yes, but it could be. It could be because I've been dealing with people, foreign people, when they came here and when they, although the bolo bolo is quite different, they haven't seen that. That's a very very that's a very unique healing practice in the island. But when you see the oracion, the oracion actually is like, yeah, when talutho, no, yeah, tawal, yes, that's pretty much uh, a little bit the same with the Western healing practice. But yeah, the reason why we were able to preserve it is because if you come here in Siquijor, now it's, we're lucky because our hospital is there. But in the past, we don't have big hospitals here. As a matter of fact, when you get sick, where do you go? Dumaguete or Cebu. So what choice do we have, right? So we just have to go like be on our, healers here in the island. And also, that is we really are into helping. When we are going to turn away from healing, that means the brand of Sikir will be gone, because Sikir really is to help. We don't say no to everyone who needs help. Pero dili kwarta ha, I don't care. We don't have a lot of money, but as much as we can do, we are helping. I mean, it's about the people, yes. We have a kind and helpful, like, yeah.
Yes,
Um
Luis. I have also, when I went there last August. So all the healers would tell me that they practice healing not for money but to help. So the
exactly, yeah.
objective of the healer, the traditional healer's objective, is not to gain profit but to be able to help people. So
Mm-mm.
we have heard about that all the some healers told us that they cannot say no if someone needs help, because if you would say no,
Exactly. Yeah.
something bad will happen to you if you refuse to help or heal
Yeah.
one. So
Mhm.
that's the that's also the problem of the healers. They cannot say no
Exactly.
unless he or she is sick also. So
Yes.
that's what they believe, that they cannot say no
Mhm.
to cries for help. So so Luis, I would like to ask you, because here in Cebu we had this discussion also a year ago regarding the poisons that made by the babaylanes, and also the, of course, um, and then there was one participant of that event that said that here in Cebu there is a town here that was very late in accepting it. It did not accept Christianity, or they did not allow themselves to be baptized by the Catholic faith. And now they are demonized as mga witches. So in Cebu, when you hear the word Naga, so then they would say you can fly a broom going to Naga, or you can if you want to fly, you go to Naga. So because Naga, so according to that journalist who interacted in our discussion, Naga was the last town to be baptized in Cebu, and they are demonized. So everyone would say that the people there are witches or are ungo, because they are ungo. They did not get baptized. So I would like to ask if Sikihor also got that reputation of having ungo because of the healers, or were you regarding how did you accept Christianity in the Spanish period?
Exactly. That's the thing that we actually had here in Siquijor, you know. But yeah, I don't know about Naga, but that is also the thing that happened in Siquijor. If well, they came here. The Spaniards came here in 1565, but they haven't even evangelized the people with the Catholic faith. The first parish here, it's in like 1760s, yeah, or maybe it's 1750s. It's so late to the point that in other islands like Bohol, Cebu, Negros, they're already evangelized, or even other provinces here um, in the whole Philippines. They came here late, and then we were able to preserve all our beliefs, all our practices. But when they came here, that's why that is also the reason why we were able to preserve our healing practice, because when they arrived here, we accepted the Catholic faith. We never
Yes.
said no. We don't have any problem with that. To the point that our healers even thought that, yeah, maybe they opened up their mind that, okay, the healing practice actually came from, from God, or yeah, from Jesus, or yeah, from the
The
saints, or
Virgin.
somebody, like, exactly. So now they just came here late, and then when they go out, they will see all the practices are still intact, and they will thought that the island is cursed, or what you call this one is, or yeah, it's cursed. So when they go out from the island, they will actually tell tales about the island to be like cursed, or yeah, spirited or something. That's why
The
people are
Island
so
of Fire.
yeah, the Island of Fire. But actually, it's not about the Island of Fire. Actually, is from the Fireflies. Okay, it's about the Fireflies. When the Spaniards came here in 1565, they were able to have land compact with Sikatuna. When they traveled in between the islands of Bohol, Cebu, and Negros, they will see this island from the horizon that was like on far, that was like on fire. But those were actually the fireflies swarming all over the Mulavi trees. That alone could be a little bit like mystical, right? So, yeah, so that could be the start also of the reputation of Secure about being like mystical. Yeah.
Daghang salamat, Luis. So we would also know actually from history that Luis was telling us about the Spaniards, Miguel Lopez Legazpi, going to Siquijor already in 1565. So we would know from historians also, like from this book by William Henry Scott, Looking for the Pre-Hispanic Filipino, about how the Spaniards went to the other islands to look for food because they were starved by the Cebuanos. So they could not eat in Cebu. There were there were lots of food in Cebu, but the Cebuanos did not feed the Spaniards, and they blocked the supplies coming from the neighboring islands. And then also from that book by T. Valentino Sitoy, he mentioned about it's in the archival documents that the Spaniards, Legazpi, went to food expeditions in neighboring islands, but still they could not find food. The neighboring islands in the Visayas would not give them food. That's why in 1569 they went to Panay, and in 1571 they went to Manila. So so um Luis was telling us that it took more than 100 years. It's 1565, and then they were here, or or nearly 200 years, until so in the 300 years of Spanish colonial rule, it was only in the 1700s. So that's more than 100 years that there was the first parish in Siquijor was established. So there was a long time that they were able to preserve their religion and their beliefs. So do we already have questions from the audience? So do we have so now we would like to have RC to tell us about the healing practices of RC's ancestors. So RC's grandmother is a healer, and also was a healer, the late grandmother of RC. So and then also her uncle was also a healer. RC, storyahi mi kung unsay pagpanambal nga gihimo sa imong lola. What did your grandmother, how did your grandmother, what did your grandmother do as a healer?
Okay. Akong lula is practicing a hilot sa piang, like kanang makuha nimo mga bukog, kabalo siya mo pahiluna, then kabalo siya mo taihop or tawal, which is kuan siya og na siya mga Latin words nga iyang i-pray, then iyang tawal diri sa forehead going down sa iyang likod. Then kabalo pud siya mananabang pud akong lula, which is mo paanak siya. Dayon kabalo pud siya mo galam ug kanang mga babayi nga mabaog matres, which is dili makaanak or muburos manggali pero dali siya makuhaan, kabalo siya mo pahiluna ana. Dayon my lolo is kuan siya duulanan if naa oy mga gipangdaot
RC, so your lola was so now you are talking about your lolo, your uncle. So your
Yes.
lola
And
was the one who was like mananabang is unsa gani na sa English ng mananabang? Midwife.
Siya midwife. Yes, midwife.
Traditional midwife. And then
Midwife.
also your grandmother did massage, and she also did
Yes.
tawal. Tawal is the one with the chanting, with the spraying of saliva. And
Of
taihop is
saliva.
also the blowing of air to the forehead or to the head of the
From the
patient,
forehead going down.
forehead going down. And also so now we would now like, and then she was able to also to heal fractures, right? Your
Yes.
grandmother. So makatambal siya sa piang or those fractures with so unsay tawag ana muna siya massage yun na nga with
Massage. Muna siya
so
traditional massage.
how about your uncle or your grandfather, RC? What did he do, or how did he? What
My
were his practices?
my uncle is siya duulanan sa mga siya yung hinahanap pag may mga nagpapagamot dahil may mga nararamdaman sila sa katawan na hindi ma-describe ng doctors. Like, sabi nila, gidaot, barang, something,
Parang
then,
or kulam in Tagalog.
yes, kulam. Then, he can do also black magic.
So, black magic, what is black magic?
Black magic. Hindi naman siya gaanong,
Kasi Bisaya,
lang siya, may mga tricks.
sa Bisaya, unsa man ang black magic kung sa diha sa Siquijor? Unsay term gamit?
Kuan, lipat, something, lipaton ka. Like,
Lamat?
something, Kay, he can do the carton, the female and the male dancing with the sounds of a stick, broomstick, na moray mong sound. Sayaw siya. Then, the ginamos, Tagalog.
The fermented kanang ginamos lagi salted fish.
Yes, salted fish nga gagmay. Iya na ibutang sa bowl, then mabuhi siya. Naayahang mga tricks something.
So RC's grandfather, her uncle is able to do lamat. Unsa nang lamat in English? so lamat is an act of a healer or a powerful person that he is able to. RC was telling me that his uncle was able to he could make the sexual organ of a person vanish. Like makatangtang siya utin ko no. He can remove the penis of a man, and he can also remove the vagina of a woman. And then he can also make the vagina and the penis have sex. And then you would see,
So that
and then you would see the people would see the penis and vagina having sex in front of them. so so that's the power of 𝘼𝙣's grandfather, her uncle. And so her uncle was able, he is the one who would heal a person that is that experience sorcery or kulam in Tagalog, or kanang unsa na sa Bisaya ang kulam, kanang gibarang. So ang
Gibarang.
uncle niya was able to can heal or can counter the sorcery done by another person. And that what's the most amazing, if he were here, if he still was alive, we would invite him to the red room in the gabi sa kabilin of Pamgrass, how to do
But such to see.
how to do uh, katong lamat, that he would be able to remove the penis of a man and the vagina of a woman and make them have sex. And then 𝘼𝙣 told me that the woman and the man were actually
Get married.
got married now. They're still married until now. And then
Yes,
because
but I think they're living in Mindanao already.
they're in Mindanao, because the man kay dili kaingon, he cannot express his feelings to the woman. So that's why the 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 powerful uncle of 𝘼𝙣 did that activity, did that thing. So anyway, more of that if you want to ask questions. I don't know, but there is no one anymore that can do that right now, 𝘼𝙣. Can anyone still do that?
No,
Wala
no.
na. She was the last. Because you did not accept
Wala
the
ni daw.
power.
Yes. Wala ni dawat sa iyahang ko.
You did not accept. Kaya gitunol na unta sa imo and then you did not accept. So
No, my
𝘼𝙣,
lola is the one. My lola is the one nga iyang tang ipasa sa kuha, which is wala ko ni dawat.
so 𝘼𝙣's grandmother wanted to leave her knowledge and her powers in healing, but 𝘼𝙣 declined and refused, did not accept. So next, 𝘼𝙣, we would like to ask you regarding, I guess, mauna to no, panambal, the difference between panambal or treating or healing, and also pangdaot or sorcery. What is the difference?
The difference ana is the panambal is though ikaw mismo para ginagamot mo yung taong gustong magpagamot, yung gustong magpagaling. Yung pangdaot is dinidestroy mo yung isang tao. So meaning, once you do healing, you cannot do pandaot. So kung mangdaot ka, dili na ka pwede manambal. Okay, you can isa lang yung pipiliin mo gusto mo magpagaling or gusto mo yung magpagdaot.
Sige. So daghang salamat, 𝘼𝙣. So a healer can heal or can do sorcery only one. So either of the two, one person, one healer cannot do both. So there is another person who will daot or usa ba English alam ang daot oy? Lisod ha? Hex, right? Who would hex you. And then another group of the healers are the one who would heal you, who would counter the sorcery being done.
Yes, kay naa siya possibility if mangdaot ka, naa siya possibility nga ang imong ang imong kuan is mobalik nimo tanan nga gibati niya is mobalik sa imong lawas basta mangdaot ka. So if nagkuan siya na siya sakit sa iyang mga panit, dayon ikaw mo nagadaot niya, magpatambal siya sa laing mananambal, dayon mas kusgan siya nimo. So ang gibati atong tawhana mo anha nimo. So ang iyang sakit nga o ito sakit sa panit or unsay iyang gibati mo balik sa imuha mo na siya oy cause sa usa ka mangdalaot. Sumbalikan ka sa mga sakit nga imong gihatag pod.
So 𝘼𝙣 said that they would return to the one who did the sorcery the illness that he or she gave to the person. That's what the healer would do to counter the sorcery. So ibalik niya, he would he would the
Ah,
illness
return or something.
the illness that the sorcerer gave to the person would be returned to him or her by the healer. So daghang salamat, RC. So stay tuned for the so many types of healing that RC would be telling us. And then there is a question. I guess Dr. Zona would answer this. The question from the National Quincentennial Committee page. This is from Fe Tafalia. How do traditional healers explain to their patients the cause of their illness? How do the traditional healers explain to their patients the cause of their illness? May we show Dr. Zona? Audio.
It depends. It depends on the type of healer, on how he or she explains. So if there are physical symptoms that are recognizable, uh, of course the healer will tell the patient, no? And then um, just like a doctor, no, you ask what he feels, and then the himulso is really important in determining what the ailment is all about. So if the ailment cannot be explained by the physical symptoms, then as what Arce had said earlier, it's explained because of the supernatural causes. So it's relatively like diagnosing and then talking to the patient about it.
Daghang salamat, Dr. Sona. So, last year, Minda, a healer also that has her roots in Siquijor, but she is already in Cebu, was telling us about she would know what would be the reason for the illness because of the himulso. And then she would know that she would know if that person has uh, violated the wishes of a nature spirit. For example, it's nabuyagan, di ba? Kanang, for example, she passed through the river, or she waded through the river, or passed through the forest and did not give respects to the nature spirits, or especially if you cut a tree or if you violate the nature spirits, then you need to ask for forgiveness. And so there would be offerings and prayers offered for those. And then even if you made your neighbor angry. So Minda was saying something like someone was asking her to there was one patient of her, and then she just told him, you ask for forgiveness from your uncle because you got sick because he got angry with you. So, and then she told us that after that person asked for forgiveness, and he already got healed from his illness. So now we would now Fe says thank you to Dr. Zona. So I guess Fe was a student of Dr. Zona. Fe Villanueva. And then so there is a reaction from Ferdi Aparticio regarding the people of Naga, that congratulations to them, or cheers to them for withstanding the Spanish colonialism. So Ferdi is asking about the flying broom and the voodoo dolls of the island of Siquijor. Luis would answer that in a while. So before that, we would now go into the details of the healing practices still being done in Siquijor. So we would now like to have RC, uh, and then we would show you pictures of my pictures with these healing practices. So we will have RC. May we have RC? RC, we would like to ask you to describe the healing practice of Himalad, or palm reading, we would like first the himalad ug kudlit. No, na, wala pag ka-explain si RC na please daw show the picture yet. Diretso na, nagawas na ako picture. So, himalad is palm reading, and kudlit is to stroke that thing
Palm
in your
reading.
palm that made you get sick or get unlucky, that caused your misfortune. So, kudlit is to stroke the lines of your palm. Asa na to akong palm? So, anyway. So, tell us about this, RC, himalad and kudlit. Pwede na
Himalad is muna ah, himalad is muna siya ay pagbasa sa imuhang palm line ini siya. Makita diha, mababasa diha sa isa ka healer or sa palm reader kung unsay imuhang mga future na maninyo or unsay naka-cause sa inyong family or nabamo ay mga kaliwat nga mga sakit like kana magud siya mga kaliwatan parehaan ng kaliwat na og high blood, kaliwat og diabetes. It's a curse actually. So pag makita na diya sa himalad, pwede na siya akuditan, which is aputlon ang tunglo or course nga naa nimo para dili siya mo adto pa sa next generation. Kay kasagarang magpakudlit gyud is kanang gitawag nila buayahon. Buayahon is like ikaw mismo nagdili ka kaitan ikaw ay eldest then mo kanimong mama mga nakutro then magdaot ang gasunod nimo or mawala ang ikuana na sa pag magpahimalad ka buayahon ang tawag ana which is imong gikaon ang gasunod sa imuha. So mo na siyang akudlitan or putlon ang curse nga naa nimo para dili na siya mosunod pa sa next generation. That is himalad is sa pagbasa and sa kung unsay mabasa sa usa ka paghimalad nimo putlon or kuhaon siya diha putlon siya diha sa imong palad na siya ang gigamit sa kigagaw nga si Junel is mura siya bato nga itong putol diha sa imong line sa imong palm. Ano siya himalad and kudlit.
So, dahil salamat, RC. So, RC was telling us about the practice of palm reading, like reading your fortunes or your future through your palm, through the lines of your palm. And then, kudlit is to stroke out because they would do something with the, Junel was using like a living stone, or it was a stone or a wood. A
It's
stone,
black stone.
so black stone, so a black stone, and then the objective, because they believe that the illnesses are actually are like hereditary illnesses are like curses. It's a curse. So they would do the kudlit to stop that curse. So kudlit is to put a stop to that curse of illness in the family. So and RC also mentioned about buayahon. So buaya is the Bisaya word for crocodile. So buayahon is when you eat, RC, you cannot get married, or the one you get married to will die.
Yes.
And
Or
then
ikaw kinamagulangan, kung kasunod nimo is mamatay or magdaot.
so if you are the eldest and you're the one, your next sibling, the younger sibling would die. So they also believe that you are cursed, or so you have buaya in your
Yes.
palm. So they would kudlit, they would stroke out that buaya in your palm so that your younger siblings would not die. So that's one of the beliefs in palm reading. So Junel is your cousin, RC? Si
Yes.
Junel is the head of the healers, one of the groups of healers in Siquijor, and Junel did palm reading for me and also kudlit for me. So let's show the photo. Murag kuan kay to da wa pa gyud ako gigag show kay na show na. Wala. So let's show Junel. So he was doing actually orasyon before reading my palm. And
Yes.
ay ayaw so no, wala dili na si Junel. So that we are still talking about himalad o kudlit, and he used a kuan to try to heal my illness. So daghang salamat to Junel for that ritual. So now we would like to ask RC regarding this orasyon. So si RC lang. We'll talk about orasyon. RC, please remove na the pictures of himalad and kudlit. so unsa ning orasyon in Siquijor, RC? Sa imong mga relatives who are healers.
Ang orasyon is kuan siya, prayer siya nga murag Latin. It's a Latin word nga iyahang speak out diha sa buha. Dayon pag human niya litok sa tanang orasyon nga para sa iyan ang kuan iga kang tayupan diri sa imong hubon pa-release tayhop ang kuan magud sa orasyon is ang pagtayhop is ang pag-release sa healing power nga para maayo ang usa ka tawo. So ang orasyon is pag-ampo, then ang pagtayhop is ang pag-release sa healing power diha sa imong lawas. So muna siya oy orasyon. Kay once you do orasyon, kuan na siya kanang gatawag ka sa imong abyan or sa kuan sa kanang uban man gud nga mananambal is gitugahan sila o tugahan sila saints like Maria, ana. Dayon ang ilang kuan is doing the tie-hop. Then dili man na sila ka-tie-hop kung dili pa sila mag-release og orasyon. Kay unsa may ilahang i-release kung wala sila anang orasyon. So ang orasyon is one of the important parts of sa healer's pod.
Yes. So RC said that orasyon is our Latin words usually, and then these are chanted or prayed or said by the healer. Then after orasyon, they would do taihop or blowing of air into your part of your body or your head to release the healing powers. So pwede i-off ng TV nga kuan, ang TV nga audio. Then of course, so when now our babaylanes have when now the healers who do Latin prayers in Latin, as I guess this is this practice. So this practice is happened because of the influence of this is influenced by the Catholic religion. But according also to this, pwede ako lasa. So according also to this book, the Surat Binisaya of Dr. Orlando Bernaga, the ritual pots of healers in pre-colonial times were all in Binisaya. So there were pots found in Luzon, but still the prayers contained inscribed on the pots were Binisaya. So the theory of Dr. Orlando Bernaga is the language of prayer in pre-colonial Visayas or in the pre-colonial times in our archipelago was Binisaya. Well, now the language of prayer is Latin. The language of prayer in pre-colonial times in the archipelago was Binisaya because there was a pot even found, the pot shards in Tramuros. The prayer there was all still in Binisaya, also in Calatagan, so in different parts of the islands in our archipelago. So we would like to have RC again. So do we have a photo of orasyon? the oration done to me by the divine next, by the divine. So the at the right side is the oration. So at the left side, you see is the is the is it's an herbal kind of healing with it. The
Banana
healer
leaf.
Maria was using banana leaves to relieve panuhot. So at that part of my back. So kanang RC, please tell us about another kind of fortune telling, the anaw.
Okay. Ano, there's naay daghang kuan, adtoy daghan nga anaw. Dili lang naay isa is using itlog. The one is using the black stone, which is pag question nimo is pag sakto pag mo yes ang tubag is ang stone is mo float siya sa water. Then naapod oy migo, which is sukon siya og scissor, which is kung yes po ang question is motuyok ang migo. Pero ang pinakakuan diri sa Siquijor is the anaw using the itlog nga patindugon siya sa patog. So ang anaw is mag-ampo pud na siya, like parehaan ng dili ka makatulog. Nya bisan og dili ka stress, nya wala pud kay ginahuna, nya dili ka katulog. Moadto lang ka sa kabalo mo anaw, then pangutan-on didto og unsay rason. Like mangutan ka kung kalag ba ka. If yes na siya, mutindog ng itlog diha nga gibutang anang kuan, botilya, or mangutana dito sa akong gitrabahoan base na inaibog na ako nga bilin mo nato. Matugan ko na siya, mutindog ko na siya og naa. Pero kung wala, bisan pag like sa nahitabo ni atong dito si ma'am, diri si ma'am, di gid siya mutindog. So nagpasalamat gid siya kay walay naibog niya diha sa inyong nga building.
So RC, so we would like to show them. So RC was telling us about the fortune telling, which is when you ask a question, the answer, if the answer is yes, for example, there is a RC was telling us that there are two methods in fortune telling with either an egg or a black stone. So the black stone would change color depending on the answer to your question. And regarding the
Mo-float siya,
egg,
ma'am.
yes, mo float dito?
The stone is mo-float.
Mo-float
Mo-float
sa
siya
water.
sa water pag yes,
So the
yes.
stone would float on water if the answer to your question is yes or no. If yes, it would float, and it would not float, it would sink if the answer to your question is no. So we would like to show you a video. My video. This video was taken by RC. So we will have really so there is an anaw done for me. So a fortune telling with an egg. That my conclusion was I could not make an egg stand. I could always make an egg fall. Di ko makapabarog og itlog, mahagsa gyud ang itlog. So this is the quest. This is the first part is the anaw, the fortune telling with an egg done for me, and the second part is an fortune telling or an anaw done for the tourism head, Engineer 𝘵𝙘𝙘𝙘, Paglinawan. He was asking if his mother was his late mother was thinking of him. And my question was if my late father was thinking of me. Sige. So the
Missing
first
you.
part is mine, and then the second part is Engineer Claiborne's anaw. May we show the video? So this is just a cell phone video. So this is now this is Leticia, the healer. Her knowledge in anaw is passed to her by, wait, make it big. So the knowledge, is it playing now? So her knowledge in in Anaw is passed to her by her father, and ni stand naman wala tong ni fall na. So this is again, Leticia was sweating already because it's really very hard to make an egg stand with my questions. Oh na, it fell. So the egg fell. Did you see the egg fall? Nakita ninyo? Nahagbo itlog. So the next question now is for the for Engineer Paglinawan, Engineer, the tourism head of Siquijor. And then, oh, did you see the egg stand? Yeah, the question was if if his if his mother was thinking of him, and then he was dreaming of his mother a few days back and he could not sleep. So that's one example of Anaw. So, daghang salamat Arcely for taking that video in my visit to Leticia. And now
Yes.
let's have so that I already showed you the hilot. So while I already showed you the saging, napailayan to nga photo tong. So hilot Arcely, can you tell us about, may you tell us about hilot being done by the healers of Siquijor?
Hilot is a very broad good kay siya, ma'am. Kay hilot, dili lang siya hilot sa piang. So, daghan siya. Kay mohilot ka sa piang, mahilot ka sa boros, mohilot, mogalam, manabang, and then moplaster og kabuhi. Kabuhi is kanang something nga magkuan sa imong tiyan, nga di ka katulog. Which is,
Upset.
say gani then magkuan kay, murag, may acidic nga magawa sa imong baba. Nga kuan. So, muna siya, broad man gud ang hilot, ma'am, dili man gud siya isa ra gyud sa kuan ba. So, hilot na ay maghilot og hilot is kuan gyud siya kanang massage. Massage kay magkuan man siya sa imuhang mga muscles, kanang sa imuhang mga mopusa og mga hangin sa imong likod, or mo pa kung kabuhion ka kanang mag-swelling na gani ka kay kanang sa imong kabuhi tuk-tuk na kana mo hilot pod, which is napud koy gamay nga knowledge about anang magapahiluna og kabuhi. Dayon mag plaster og mattress, hilot koy tawag ana. Dayon kanang mo hilot sa piang. So daghan siya, ma'am. Daghan kayo, broad kayo ang word na hilot.
So Archie was telling us that massage, the term hilot, which is massage, is not just really massage, but it means a lot of things. That it could remove you could heal your upset stomach, or it can address the infertility problem of women, to fix the uterus or things like that. So, or even to fix fractures. So hilot is a very broad term. So I would like to show you this. It's not hilot, but they use sagging. So it is haklop. Is it haklap? It's haklap.
Haklap.
Haklap is to put or to apply some herbs or leaves on that part of your body that has an ailment. May we show the banana picture of me having hilot, the one with sagging at my back? So that's sagging. So Maria was actually a 98-year-old healer in Siquijor. And while she did oration to me, and also she did taihop, and also she said I had panuhot next. The picture of Koan, Maria having with sagging, the one with wala na. So Maria, she is 98-year-old, a 98-year-old. So is that the only photo with the sagging? So she actually went to to her garden to get that banana leaf, and then she went to her kitchen and heated the leaf, and then she applied oil at my back, and because she said I have lots of panuhot, the saging, the banana leaf would stick to your skin until the panuhot is still there. So, but while she's doing that, she's also praying. So she's praying while doing that, while applying the banana leaf to that part at my back and also at my chest. But then she said I had less panuhot at my chest. I had more panuhot at my back. So now we would now like to show you this video. Daghang salamat, RC, ha. We have more questions for you. Daghan pa kayo. So stay tuned for the other healing methods of Siquijor. And then we would like to show you this video, this fun video by the youth connected with Palmgrass, our scriptwriter who was an intern at Palmgrass in 2018. And then also the title of this is Bahalag Saging Basta Labing. So please watch this video. So this is done by this is choreographed by the Gen Z of Palmgrass from a viral TikTok song, Bahalag Saging. So in honor of the saging, that the healing saging. So please, is it ready? Is the reel for Bahalag Saging ready? So this is now the video. Is there audio?
Ay nagpangutana, shh, wanay daghag storya. Dayali diri, sabak kadibi, sabak kadibi, sabak kadibi. Yeah, ish cookie. Wanay daghag storya, dayali diri, sabak kadibi, sabak kadibi.
Daghang salamat for that fun video. So I was actually surprised when I went to Siquijor because it was actually the therapist here at Palmgrass who thought of using banana leaves as in haklop. So we have the hilot binisaya and haklop at Palmgrass, and they apply banana leaves and other herbs like what are the other herbs that some gabon, lagundi, or I think not kalabo. They put that at the back and also at the stomach when doing hilot binisaya. So I was actually surprised that the therapists here know about traditional healing because when I went to Siquijor, they actually use banana leaves in healing in removing panuhot or those unsa gali ng panuhot karang karang unsa gali ng panuhot in English or in Tagalog unsa wala panuhot. So those are inflamed parts of your body. Like when you touch it, it's like it is painful because it needs to be really massaged. So that's one of the videos made by the young people, the Gen Z and of Palmgrass. So now we would like to ask RC regarding pangalap or alap, alap. So
Pangalap,
alap, the looking for medicine or herbal or ingredients for the traditional medicine. Sige, RC.
pangalap is pagpanguha sa mga ingredients sa para gamit sa tambal. Naaoy duha ka mga alap, 2 ka klase na mangalap sa lasang, 2 ka klase na mangalap sa pangpangita. 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 2 ka klase na mangal which is ang iyang panguhan is mga herbal nga makuha diha sa kalasangan. Then ang isa is pangalap diha pud sa dagat, which is ang kuhaon niya sa dagat is ang tanan nga klase nga mga katul-katul. Kay ang pagpangalap is buhaton siya 7 Fridays usa maabot ang Holy Week. Sugod siya og Ash Wednesdays ana. Muna siya. Ang pagpangalap is ang pagpangalap is buhaton ra siya once a year. Bali muna siya kuan diri sa Siquijor kay ang tambal nimo sulod sa ka tuig alapon ra siya sulod sa pila ra ka adlaw para magamit na siya nimo the whole year round na ang makita ng
Yes.
mga tambal.
So RC was telling us that in Siquijor, alap, it is looking for the ingredients of the traditional, the herbal medicine. So alap is looking for the or gathering of the ingredients. So there are two areas where they look for these ingredients. So one from the forests and another from the sea. So there are also ingredients for herbal or traditional herbal medicine that can be found in the marine area or the marine life or the sea. And also there are also medicine that can be found in the forest. So now we would like to can we have can you also have may we have tuob, can you explain also tuob, RC?
Ang tuob is magkuan na siya og kana ganing charcoal sa tawagan na niya baga. Ang ibutang ana dito sa baga is katong niluto nimo anang Good Saturday. Una siya ding isulod ka og kuan kana ganing malong, which is pero before ka ituob is napay buhaton nga pag-ampo ana apuan pa ka ayon puston ka sa panapton, then patungdan ka og kuan baga, then butangan adtong niluto nga kumpleto na to siya og mga herbal nga gikan sa bukid or gikan sa kalasangan nga mga kahoy, mga hinangin, mga pahiuli, daghang klase-klase og apil na pod ang naapod sa dagat para kung naa kay mga katul-katul sa imong mga lawas makuha pod sa din. Apil na pod ang hinangin ana sa imong lawas makuha diha sa tuob. Kay mo sweat man ka ana.
So RC was telling us that after the gathering of the ingredients for the herbal traditional medicine, it would be gathered only during all Fridays of Lent. All Fridays of Lent. So it will in Siquijor. So they would gather it in all Fridays of Lent, and they would cook it or mix it on Black Saturday. Only on Black Saturday, and all the medicine that would be used the whole year would already be prepared and cooked and mixed on the Black Saturday. So according to Dr. Donna also in their research in Cebu, so they would prepare it, they would gather on Good Friday, those in Cebu. But in Siquijor, they would gather it in all Fridays of Lent, and they would cook it on the Black Saturday. Kung sa Bisaya na kay kung sa diri na kay Sabado de Gloria, di ba? Or Black
Sabado Santo.
Sabado Santo na sa diha. So
Mm.
Sabado Santo ang pagluto. Kay according also to RC and the healers in Siquijor, I would like to show you for that ang katong the marine, there is a mayor in Siquijor, is he in San Juan? Si Mayor
San Juan. Kapundag.
Mayor James
Kapundag. James
Kapundag.
Kapundag.
Okay, who is also a healer. He was the former president of the Organization of Healers, and he showed us his medicines that he gathered from the sea because he is a fisherman. He is a fisher folk, and please show the video of the mayor. So he showed us this.
Ini siya.
Muni ang katong gikalap ni mo.
Mo atong gisagol dito.
Kanang sa dagat nito.
Dili ni sa dagat.
Sa kahot.
Katurang sa kuan katong haplas nako. Katong sa dagat katong gani hatong kuan nako. Ano siya mga kuan. Ora man siya kara Birni Santo di man po nako mahuruto kuan.
Alalahing tuig din.
So so they said that those who would cook on Good Friday are not actually healers. Sila tong mga mandaot. So they are the ones who would cook on Good Friday are not the healers. They are the sorcerers. They are those who make pangdaot. So
Yes.
so we would like to show you the tuob. So tuob, according to 𝗟𝘂 a while ago, tuob is when there is a charcoal with the herbs being burned, the herbs that were gathered during Lent. So this is the video. This is also taken on a mobile phone by 𝗟𝘂. So can we move that kuan? Can we move the photo? I mean our with the we cannot see under the chair. Can we? Yes. So under the chair is the charcoal. It is burning, and then so this is Noel, and then his healing knowledge is left to him by his father-in-law, and he says that he is able to. They gathered because he helped his father-in-law gather the ingredients for medicine in the forest, about 100 kinds of plants. So they would get the barks of trees. So that's now that is tuob. For them, the tuob is putting the burning some herbal medicine under the chair. So here in Cebu, tuob is steam inhalation. When you boil some herbs and then you inhale it, that's tuob here. Pero for them, that is suob. In Siquijor, that's suob. When steam inhalation is suob. So you see, meron akong naak sa langit, di ba? so si Noel was also doing himulso or pulse taking and also orasyon while doing that. So, ragdana na, no? That's all. So now, before I would ask 𝗟𝘂 to explain bulo-bulo, the last part of her discussion of the healing methods in Siquijor, we would like to show you another video by the young people of the interns and the of Pamgras about ginhawa lang, heal through breathing, tuob. So may we show the video? Wala pa yung pwede remove me? Aside.
Tagang mga chika babes diya, bye. Hey baby, alina dire. Pinoabrihan ni sugdan tani. Lamigig baby, samot pag nakasindi. Lamigig baby, give it to me. Chill lang bra, daghan og chikas. Ang ulo kay mapikas, ang power kay taas. Hubog way kalas, tawagan na si baby, ik me lady. Cause tonight, we gonna party. Inuman og
Daghang salamat. So that's Jave, who is from the University of the Visayas. Thank you for joining that performing tuob to let the young people know that we have this traditional healing practice of using herbs to relieve some congestion. And so that's the fun video, and also acted out by also you would see that one one of those in that video is from the housekeeping department of Palmgrass. So, RC, we would now like to ask you regarding this last method of healing, bulu-bulu.
Bolo-bolo. Bolo-bolo is using a black stone, doon na siya baso, butan siya tubig, yung ato ibutang tong black
Show
stone
me
like
lang.
a straw. Ito, muna
We
siya
will
gitawag
just...
og bolo-bolo. Muna
Sige,
siya gitawag og
continue,
bolo-bolo
RC.
kay i-blow siya, i-blow man nimo siya ang straw, so maga bula-bula ang tubig, which is kuan siya, ang baso is ipadalagan sa imong tibok lawas, kung asa ang imong part imong lawas nga need og kuan cleansing. Bolo-bolo is cleansing kanang makapakuha siya og unsay mga impurities sa imong nga lawas, like kung nakay mga panuhot ang imong kanang tubig ana is mo change na og color. Ang kamam is kuan gyud na ka murag ka 4 times or 6 siguro na siyang giutruhan og bolo-bolo kay tungod sa iyang panuhot nga murag pila na ka mananambal kunan murag wa pa mahurot iyang panuhot. Pero ang uban ana is kuan naay mo gawas nga mga murag mga sagbot or mga kanang gikan sa dagat, which is makakuha kanang uban man gud kay magpabolo-bolo like kanang mga katol-katol sa ilang lawas, magkuha kung unsay mga naa sa ilang lawas nga makuha gyud sa bolo-bolo. Ayuban gani nga naay mo gawas nga mga trade, mga dahon, ana. So that is bolo-bolo. Gibutawag ni siya bulog-bolo kay ga-blow man ka. So ga-release ka og hangin, then magbula-bula ang tubig. So muna siyang bolo-bolo. Pero
So,
it's cleansing. It's really doing cleansing sa mga lawas. That's
so they have
bolo-bolo.
this story about that. That the stone actually, that stone used by Jenny Lu. So Jenny Lu is was just 20, is just not yet 30, right? And she
Eh,
started doing that at 14 years old because her father was, or her lolo, the grandfather, was the one who passed um, that healing practice to her. And then so they believe that, there was nothing on that. The stone was a black stone, and they think that it's a living stone. And then it said that when that stone was used as a for the tirador, ang sagay ng bala, as a bala for the tirador. So they her uncle was using it, that stone, it was used in the tirador, and then it got lost, but still the stone went back to the altar of the grandfather who is using that for bolo-bolo. And then so they believe that until the water is gets cloudy, you are still not. So she said, my illness was panuhot, so I still had panuhot until the water was cloudy. So it was the fourth time that the water was already clear. So so that's bulu-bulu. So now we would now like to show you this fun video again by our interns at Palmgrass, our young people at Palmgrass, about it's time for healing. So may we show the reel too? So our young people know about traditional healing through this performances.
Ha? Nga naman. Does he still think of me ba? Suta! Nga naman. Naano sila eh? Huy, tinuod. Daan palagi ko.
Sakit no? Okay, stop na. It's time for healing day.
How man?
How pa? Visayas tayo?
Ha?
Uy, kuyugi ko nanong di man ka. Kuyugi na.
So So daghang salamat to the Gen Z of Pamgrass for that fun video about that healing practice. So now we would now the last for RC regarding what is lumay, and we also would like to ask what is silo. So first, so lumay, the love potion. So may we have RC again? So we always hear about Dumai, or love potion, and which is supposedly also in Siquijor and also in other
Yeah.
parts of the archipelago. So tell us about Lumay, RC.
Lumay is kuan na siya pagtawag sa maayong elemento para sa imong pagpanarbaho, para sa imong negosyo, kung unsay field sa imong nga kinabuhi para maulahutay ka sa imong adlaw-adlaw nga panginabuhi. Naay ang gitawag na siya love potion kay kuan man gid siya. Once you do your negosyo or trabaho, kinahanglan nagud ka oy nagud kay love sa imong gibuhat kay anything nga imong buhaton nga wala sa oy love, wala gyud na siya puntahan. So, ang love potion is usa gid niya ka element ana is nana siya oy tanaman nga gitawag na siya diri og pangamay, which is usa na siya nga ibutan kay mo na siya gatawag sa maayong nga elemento para sa imuhang pang-adlaw-adlaw nga panginabuhi. Usa gyud nga makakuan sa lumay is ikaw mismo positive ka sa imuhang nga gibuhat. Naay uban nga mopalit diri og lumay kay para sa love life, which is ang uban ana murag gamiton na lang nila igno nila nga pwede kay syempre naman siya price paliton diya. Pwede siya nimong gamiton pero kay si Junel man gyud oy kuan ako kanang mentor nangutana man gyud ko ni Junel about anang love potion. Kuan siya kanang pwede siya nimo gamiton sa love life pero dili gyud ang inyang love life magmulahutay na siya oy naging siya something lahi ra gyud siya kung ang inyong pagpuyo is katag yung tinuod nga gugma nga wala gyud sig lumay. So ang lumay diri sa Siquijor, pwede kayo siya ninyo gamiton para sa inyong negosyo, sa inyong pagpanarbaho, sa inyong pang-adlaw-adlaw nga panginabuhi. Dalaon ninyo. Mura ra pud sa ninyo murag inyo habang kuan aganing murag okay murag para murag nakay kuan gani sa imong kaugalingon confidence ana. So, kuan na gud siya. Pag dili gid nimo advice nga ang love potion namo diri is gamiton ninyo sa opposite sex para kay kanang di mo kay balo mo ingon unya. So gamitan ninyo love potion. Pero kuan gid siya kanang dili gid sa pareha ng mugdugay inyong relationship to tan-an. So ang love potion nga gamiton nato diri sa Siquijor is para tagi sa negosyo, sa pagpanarbaho o sa tong pang-adlaw-adlaw nga pang.
So daghang salamat RC. So RC was telling us that that Dumay or love potion that they have in Siquijor comes from this plant. It is made out of this plant and then other herbs. But then they would say that the lumay that is given to you is not. It is for your good luck, for your work, and for your everyday life. And then they say that if you use it for love life, it would not be sustainable. You would not sustain if you just use lumay for a relationship. So, and then she also said, RC also said that, of course, you need to have love in your work and everything you do. There should be love in it for you to be productive in whatever you do. So that's what lumay is. So we would like you to know that on Gabi sa Kabilin sa Palmgrass, on October 21, 2022, we will show you a video or a 3-episode video entitled Hello, Love, Lumay. So let's travel through time with baby girl for her quest for lumay. So you should join us and watch that fun video on October 21 during 𝗭𝙗𝗎 sa Kabilin sa Pamgras. So now we would like to ask 𝗟𝐶 regarding, lastly, hilo. So we would know from history that the Babaylanes and the people in the Visayas, the pre-colonial Visayans, used poison in every against their enemies. They used poisons. They put poison on the bladed weapons, even the spears and arrows. So they poisoned the Spaniards who were here, and they got killed. And the Dagami, in the Dagami revolt and Dagami resistance against the Spaniards, they also used poisons. So we would now like to ask 𝗟𝐶 regarding hilo in Siquijor. So what is the hilo in Siquijor?
Hilo in Siquijor is wala gagamit o like pareha na ubang hilong ibutang sa pagkaon. Ang hilo diri is sa siya two ways. Una is kanang nagpion ka, then ma-feel ra nimo nga nalipong ka, then napoy hilo nga tan-awon lang ka, magyam-yam lang siya, tan-awon ka, ipauban sa hangin ang hilo mo nang nakay ubo. Kasagaran yung sentence is mag-ubo kag bala nga bisag unsay imong ingon nga tambal dili siya maayo, nga apod oy magsuka, then napod oy kanang mahilanat ka alas 3, mawala, then mabalik pagka 3, 6, 9 ana kunay kuan mo nang ang hilo na mo diri sa Siquijor is dili siya parehag hilog ilaga nga ibutang sa luto, kundi dagpion lang ka dayon or lantawon ka, which is ang narapod oy ang mga healers dire is naa sila'y lana ana nga ang herbs ana, ang kanang mga ingredients ana is katong gipang-alap nila anang before nag Holy Week, gibutangan siya lana, di mo na siya idayhog nimo sa imong dire or para dili gid ka mahadlok, maglakaw-lakaw is magdala-dala ka ana niya, kay once nga makatapad kag mga hililo is moawas tong lana, mo bukal siya, wala siya iti mailhan diri sa kusina. Ang imong katapad is manay hilo diri sa kusina.
So 𝗟𝐶 was telling us about pangdaot. So hilo is actually pangdaot, or you are harmed by sorcery or something. She said that hilo or poison in Siquijor is not putting something on your food or anything. It is just like there are two ways, like one way to cause you to get sick is to tap you on your on a part of your body, or the one who would do that to you would just look at you and say and chant words to harm you. So, and then there would be healers that can counter that sorcery. And so they also have this something that they would carry, that if you are being harmed, or if hilo is being done to you, or gidaot ka, so that herbal medicine, a concoction by the traditional healer would would spill. It would overflow from the bottle, from the container. So that's what they believe regarding hilo. So this is now when we would know from history that there were bladed weapons that were poisoned weapons, poisoned arrows. And we also know actually from last year's discussion on the poisons and aphrodisiacs in pre-colonial, 500 years ago in pre-colonial Visayas, we would know that there are so many plants and animals in the Visayas or in our archipelago that can be used for poison. So this is a different kind of pangdaot or harming, because they would not use anything but just use chants or just tapping you So now we would now like to ask our scholar, our anthropologist and researcher, sociologist, Dr. Zona, regarding the practices. Actually, there is the changes in the practice of traditional healing. So there is actually a question first that uh, Ferdi Nanpagaw was asking regarding what is the difference between traditional healing and spiritual healing? So is it the same or is it different? The traditional healing and spiritual healing. I from 𝘼𝙣𝙘𝙘𝙣𝙠 from our head tour guide also in Cebu. So Luis, if you are the head tour guide in the in Siquijor, we also have our head tour guide here, 𝘼𝙣𝙘𝙘𝙣. So his question is regarding the difference between spiritual healing and traditional healing. Dr. Zona.
Also, traditional healing, that is spiritual healing. As I have said earlier, the second general category of healing is done by religious specialists. So in recent times or in current times, the so-called spiritual healing is already done by like religious practitioners like priests and um, people associated with the formal church. But in the past, the spiritual healing of the past are done by the religious specialists such as the Babaylan. So actually, they're similar, but for current times, there are still those who practice the traditional ways in which spirits of their ancestors or the nature spirits are called upon or being appeased. But for the so-called current spiritual healing that are done by the current religious specialists, which are the priests and the um, kanang ubang mga related with the formal church, they're already asking for God's intervention, etc. So actually, they're similar, but now they're different.
Yes. So now we would like to ask Dr. Zona regarding the changes in the practice from pre-colonial times until today regarding healing practices.
Yeah, a lot has already changed, largely because of the um, big influence of Western medical practices. Uh, so the tambal or the plants or animals used for healing in the past, they've been replaced by the over-the-counter medicines and whatever is available in pharmacies, in hospitals, etc. And also the healing practices, they're already replaced by the Western notion of medicine, wherein you have a health practitioner and then you go to a hospital, etc. So instead of going to a local healer for hilot or for prescription of this medicinal plants or for toob or whatever, or the other one, the appeasement of the spirits, etc. In recent times, people would prefer to go to a hospital, to a health clinic, or go to the pharmacy for healing. And the traditional healers or the local healers usually take a backseat. Kung di na makaya sa hospital, dadon na dayon sa mananambal. Kay, hala, di naman takasabot ani, bisag unsa ng tambala, unsa, basi gidaotan ni. So we go back to our old kanang practices. So murag maingana na siya karon. And also, even with the local healers, there have also been changes over time. Like for example, during the Spanish colonization, the incorporation of Catholic prayers have been done, no? Instead of what they had in the past. The prayers, as what Arce said, the Latin prayers or oration, have already been incorporated into the healing practice. And then in later times, in recent times, these have also not been practiced anymore because people have demonized such practices like sayawa na because niingon ang pare nga tawag-tawag kang espiritu na ang demonyo na imong gitawag. So demonization of such practices have also led to the non-practicing of such healing rituals or practices. So a lot has really changed, no? So that's why there are also some descendants of these local healers who no longer want to acquire the skill or to acquire the knowledge from their predecessors for fear of being demonized or for fear of being uh, ostracized by society that di man may mutuoan na kay di man kuan man na kanang tuo-tuo, di ba? The term that we use is tuo-tuo. Di man tuoan ang tanom di man na makaayo kay na may tambal sa butika. So katong mga descendants or supposed to be gipasahan sa skill and knowledge naapoy hesitation. So mo nang naiuban in fact we interviewed a number of healers not only in Cebu but also in Bohol, in Masbate, and in Romblon in one of our projects, research projects. Usually, the healers that we interview now, naana gid sila gipangtangtang nga mga kuano kanang like for example, we prefer to use the plants na lang. We don't use the rituals anymore. We don't use the orasyon anymore. We don't use the calling of spirits or whatever kay kanang lain may giingon sa simbahan niingon sila nga di maayo whereas ko plants murag safe siya no kay kanang herbal medicine is still recognized until now and even massage okay ra. So mostly ang na-affected gyud over time ang kadtong second nga pamaagi no which is counter sorcery or katong appeasing the spirits. So ing ana siya ang mga changes. So that's why the elderly healers that we have interviewed lament mo ana sila nga sus kinsa may akong pasahan ani wala na koy wala na mo padayon sa ako ang kahibaluan nga makatabang sa mga tao kay akong anak di mo dawat niya ako ang kuan mangita na lang pasahanan unya way mo dawat so nami ubang barangays nga mong gipang-adto nga wa na joy traditional healer kay namatay na unya way ni dawat way ni padayon ba. So I think it's time nga this is recognized no unta no nga there are also alternative ways for healing not just the western uh, notion of what health is all about.
Yes. Dr. Sona, you would like to know, so so you have interviewed so many healers from the different areas in the Visayas or Central Visayas or even in Romblon. And then we would like to ask, in Cebu, what are the types of healing that are still practiced today?
In Cebu, I think all these types are still there. But to a certain extent, the so-called the second type, which I was talking about counter sorcery and appeasement of spirits, it has dwindled more compared to the other one, which manages observable physical symptoms. So like hilot and fumigation, sweating, trotoob, and the use of medicinal plants. To a certain extent, they are more still alive no? and being practiced compared to the second one, like the counter sorcery and the appeasement of supernatural beings. Largely because of demonization. Like in the past, murag kauban ra ni sila tanan no nga kanang you use plants, you use massage, and at the same time you call on the spirits, and then over time nagkahinay-hinay og kawa tong usa kay because of the very large influence of the Catholic or Christian religion. So, but they're still existing ha. Naagyapon pero sometimes naiuban di kay mo angkon. Moingon sila nga, wala naman may anak, ma'am. Pero when you observe, napa di ay, anak ba? Pero murag careful na sila ba? And then, aside ana, even the first katong category, katong with observable symptoms, physical symptoms, napoy uban nga healers nga, di na pod sila moingon nga, gamit sila ana because of the health, unsa ni, kana bang, mura siya discriminated bitaw by the health sector nga. Ay, mutuo man mo ana nila ay nga, na may tambal diri na may kuan. So, kana, murag ang duha gyud nga ka-affect maayo our religion and the Western medicinal model of health.
Yes. So, Dr. Donna, thank you very much for sharing with us your research. And then there is a question here from Ferdinand Pagao from DepEd Taguig and Pateros regarding if you encountered if the healers are still using tawas in as in their rituals.
Yeah, some. There are some
So
who still use.
So that's what actually Dr. Rolando Bernaga said, that the ritual pots of the Babaylanes, yes, to John, to Jonah Venos, unsa din usog din So Babaylanes and Asog are the ones who are the healers, the feminized men or the men who dressed as women. So according to Dr. Rolando Bernaga, so they were the Babaylanes were also using tawas, and right now there are no more pots, or later there were no more pots, they were already using kanang coconut shell. Kanang. So our healers at our therapists at Alima Native 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 are using kanang coconut shell. Unsay tawag ana?
Bagol.
Bagol. Oh, bagol. So, daghang salamat to Dr. Zona. And to Jonah. So, the question is about usog. So, usog is, ang sa inang usog, muna siyang buyag.
Buyag.
That's buyag in Bisaya. So, it's the same thing, nga kanang nabuyagan ka, the spirits are you violated the wishes of the spirit, so the spirit is angry, and that's why you have an illness.
But it's also possible that an ordinary person wish you bad luck or whatever. And then mabuyagan ka. Mabitaw na ang baby nga. Murag dili na to pa kisan o bisag kinsara kay basig mabuyagan.
Yes. So daghang salamat, Dr. Zona. So now we would like to ask Luis regarding the organizational of tradition, organization of traditional healers in Siquijor. Gabi na gyud diha nung alas 5 pa man.
Gabi na. Kuya kayong timeline dire ma'am, gabi na. Bitaw.
Gamay na lang. Stay tuned everyone
Okay,
for our quiz with prizes. We have amazing prizes from Alima Native 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏s because it's the 1 year of Alima. So, Luis, I would like to ask regarding how the activities now of the traditional healers of Siquijor.
So about organizations, we have around 10, no? 10 organizations. Like, it depends on their communities. Let's say the Association of Secure Healers, ASH, that's the name of the organization, headed by Junel Tumaroy. But they have chapters in the different communities. For example, they're in Cantabon. Probably there are like 3 communities there because Cantabon is the center of healing. We have the herbalists, the Cantabon Healers Association, which is headed by Noel Torimocha, and then that. So they are also being called upon by the Department of for our Secure Provincial Tourism Office every time we have inquiries in how they were doing, and also to unite them because healers sometimes can get long conflicts among themselves, and that also is the problem here in the island of Siquijor. But anyways, we found some ways to make them unite, and yeah.
Luis, tell us about when I was there, I was told that all the barangays in all the towns and barangays in Siquijor have traditional healers. How many, in your estimate, are the healers in Siquijor? What is the number, or is there an estimate? A
So
traditional
we
healer.
have 134 barangays in Siquijor. So basically, we have around 300 healers all over the island. So yes, daghan
At
good,
least
no?
two. At least
At
two
least two.
from
At
each
pinaka-list
barangay.
na ng two. Oh. Pero ang pinakadaghan na gyud sa bukid, kaning San Antonio, San Antonio Healers, lahi po na siyang organization. Cantabon. Pero kani silang sa lower areas like Junel. Oh, lahi-lahi sila craft. Kani mo kung Siquijor, it's a very small island, but some of the practices, di ba kanang hilo, naisgutan man lang, it's about that curse. It's actually influenced by someone in Mindanao. If you've been to Mindanao, kanang mga Subanon, they are the ones who are very famous with that kind of practice. And 𝘼𝙣𝙘𝙘, which I came from, in the south of Siquijor, that is the place facing Mindanao. Kaya ang taga Siquijor Manggod, we are composed with different settlers from other provinces surrounding us. Kung like Larena, Siquijor, that's probably people from Negros or the south of Cebu. So, di ba, kanang torta sa Siquijor, naana sa Alcoy, naana sa Kuan. So, same, ragad.
Yes. So, please tell us, for the last question for you, what about the healing festival of Siquijor that happens on the Holy Week?
Kaning Kuan, it actually, di na sa Holy Week. Our healing festival starts after the Ash Wednesday because that's the time when Pangalap starts. The next Friday after the Ash Wednesday up to the Lent, up to the Black Saturday, those are the times when the healers gather. So it all starts there. Kasi when you say healing festival, it starts when the healer doing their activities. But the main events though, like the exhibits and everything, etc., and the crafts, that should be on the Holy Week. Oh, like we will start everything with a mass. But yes, with a mass on a Wednesday. Wednesday up to Friday, Sunday, na ta diha o dahang events, no? Ang pinaka main gyud ana is Black Saturday. So if you happen to go, it's in the center in the island of Siquijor. If you go places like Antabon, Luzon, basta all the barangays surrounding that famous place, naagi na nagluto dihag kanang gitawag man natog masa. It's a mixture, no? Masa, that's the one that you use to cook for healing. Pero kanang kuan day ma'am, di ba, the last time about the Friday kanang pandaot, tinuod gyud na. Wala lang ako ikaw. But anyways, that's for the paktol because they gather also. When you are healing, you face to the east. When you are killing, you face to the west. It's about birth and death. So when you say like the paktol, that's the time when the healers gather all the elements also on that event. And by that time, they will gather everything, not in the mountain, although there are something in the mountain, but mostly in the cemetery, sadly in the church, and some like in the market. So actually, that's to heal. Kanang muburot ng tiyan, then ugmo, if it's high tide, your belly will become bigger. When it's low tide, it will become lower, smaller. So that's the paktol because we have a lot of wizardry. Di ba na-ask about the voodoo doll? So paktol, ang barang is the manipulation of insects to grow someone's body. And then we have I have here, the haplit, katong voodoo doll mo na siya. That's the voodoo doll is the haplit. That's the using of the clay or sa nga voodoo doll, kaning wooden doll using a needle para manipulate. Nasa tay laga, no? It's actually a salt water. You cook it and then you put inside something that you stole from somebody. For example, ikaw, kuhaan ka na ko, I will get a hair from you. I will go to that laga and then I can manipulate if I'm the healer or I'm a sorcerer or wizard or I can manipulate which part of your body that I can induce pain. So that's it. Kanigid siya na, I have a book also. If you want, I can send it to you also. Siquijor 𝗏𝗏. You
Yes.
can learn a lot from this. I mean,
Actually,
everything is in here.
I was
And
looking for that.
and then we have the awog. Katang awog is, kuan po na siya, you will put something like a urine, feces into kana bitong pinaliguan sa patay. We use that and then we pour that in the entrance of your farm. So if a thief will come and stole from you, the thief will get cursed. Ana. So yeah, that's basically it's a very fun thing. It's just that because of this interview, I learned a lot because I went into research. Because to be honest, I'm not so good into this. Although I believe in these things. Although yeah, I honestly believe in these things.
So,
Yeah.
Luis, for you, how do we encourage the youth to reconnect with our healing heritage?
It's really about education. Nowadays, when you say history, we only focus on the history during the Spanish occupation. We never actually. Well, I was there. It's just that when I got older, I was able to make a research about what really happened. So ingon ana gyud, it's about education also. Although it's a little tricky because nowadays youngsters they don't want to do healing, especially sorcery. Because if nanagata sa mga ML, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, so nobody will actually like follow you unless you're very good at it. But for healing, I think we really need our children. It's just like the information to make them understand about this because it's about health. Okay, healing actually, if it's kung makita ka, if you see a house, if you go to a healer, if the house of the healer is so big, tiles and everything, di po ko mag-ingon nga, pero check lang basin walay healer nga maningil. It's about donation. Kung maningil, negosyo na na. Healing is not the business. So also to the children actually, yeah, mo good to education.
So, daghang salamat, Luis. We would ask you for if there is another question because we should end in a few minutes. And so I would now like to ask RC regarding what are the problems or the difficulties or the struggles that traditional healers experience. Because you are exposed to healers, your cousins, your grandmother, your grandfather, your uncle were healers. So, unsa may ilang kalisdanan, ilang kalisod nga na experience karon?
Sa pagkakaroon, kuan. Actually, ang mga healers karon is kuan na lang kanang murag second choice ba? Like kung wala nay mahimo si doctor usa maadto ni healers. Nga si healers kay kuan biya pag sa pagdawat pa lang daan nila sa ilahang suga to heal kanang pagpanambal is dako na pud kay nga struggle kay daghan na kay silang tulumanon like mag-ampo kanang bitaw magpuasa kana pay times nga kuan na gani pag mata nila wala na silang balay kaya na sila under the cave then kuan basta nya ignon ra sila usahay imbis mananambal ka usahay ignon pa ka nga mangdaot man na siya kana gani ayaw mong tuo ana samot na ang mga batanon or kanang mga gikan sa kanang mga high tech na ba nga mga tawo murag ilang i-degrade ang usa ka mga mananambal tungod pud usahay sa ilahang mga the way silang pagpuyo, silang pananina kay ang real nga mananambal is dili gid siya dili gid sa dato lang tawon kay di magud na modawat sila kwarta so once nga inana murag sa karon man gud nga pag karon man gud nga kuan era is murag physical bi ang lantawon sa mga tawo. So kung mananambal ka nga murag dili ka kaayo tuuhan nya dako biya kay na sila og part po diri namo sa among isla kay sila biya oy kanang murag duulanan gyud sa mga tawo nga walay kwarta nga kaadto sa ospital. Kay naay ubang mga manambal diri like si Kuya Junel mo kuan gyud sa kanang kung need jud kay nimo nga musika niya para maayo is siya gyud kang papuyon na siya oy pabutangan nimo ba nga murag adto ka mag-stay para focus niya kung unsay sa imo nga dapat ayuhon. So ang usa man gud ka healers kay kung tugahan gyud ka murag munay lisod sa kamananabal kung itugag gyud kay di gyud ka kabalibad kay padangguhon ka kung dili ka padanggo kanang kanunay kuno imong huna-huna ba murag kanunay kang sunod-sunuron gyud nga dapat imong buhaton. Pero kung padawaton lang ka,
I would like to translate what you said for our non-Bisaya audience. So RC was telling us about the hardships that the healers, the traditional healers experience. Like for example, they are just the last resort, and some people would belittle them or would degrade them for what they do. And most healers do not. Most healers do not accept money, and so the healers are not well off, and they experience being degraded by people. And also, it's very hard for a healer because it's very hard to become a healer because of also the rituals that they do for the things that they need to do to become a healer. Like they need to have to do prayers, rituals, and sometimes they would find themselves like inside the cave. They would wake up inside the cave and other things. So there is a difference between if you inherit a healing practice or a healing power compared to tuga, or you just unsa nang tuga, you got it not wala gibilin sa
directly.
imo, but it was given to you, not inherited from someone. So it is given to you through dreams. So you get disturbed by these dreams. If the way to give you the healing power is through tuga, or you are made to dream, and then you are given you dream of these things, and then you don't get any rest from these dreams until you accept. So if it's tuga, you have no choice, you have to accept it. If ibilin, if your ancestor would want to give it to you, you have the choice of not accepting it. So is that it? RC, do you have anything else to add? Nawala si RC? Nawala siya? So, nawala si RC. So, anyway, so those are some of the things. We will have more discussions of this. So now, we would now have the last part, the trivia quiz with prizes, the exciting part. So, for those online, you would be able to answer for the second and third questions only. So I am only looking at 2 pages, Pamgar sa Cebu Heritage Hotel page and the National Quincentennial Committee page. So I would be looking at your answers, and then you would get exciting prizes from the Alima Native Massage. So aside actually from Tuob, Alima Native Massage offers Hilot Binisaya, Ventusa or Hilot Dibaso, and also what are the other Hilot sa Tiil, foot massage with, and of course the foot soak at Alima Native Massage is sea salt and ginger. And also there is also the herbal ball or bula sa hilbas. And also pisil, like the dry massage, aside from the Hilot Binisaya, Hilot Dilana, and Hilot Binisaya, and Hakluk. So for the first question is for those on site. So for the one who wants to answer the question, you raise your hand. So this is now open to everyone, even if you have won in the past. So gi-wave na nato gi-wave na nato ang atong kanang disqualification for those who are Hall of Famers in our trivia quiz with prizes. So everyone who wants to answer, you raise your hand. The first one to raise his hand or her hand would be the one to go to that microphone. Should I record? Makitad ba na ako? Tanan ay tao dito, wala, dirira. Dirira. So the first question is for the on-site audience. The second question is for the online audience. The third question is for the ones on-site and online, but all would answer through the comment section. Make sure you have internet and Wi-Fi so that you can answer the third question. So the question number 1 for the on-site audience. So can we show our on-site? I will give the question first. Question number 1. The price for this is me times vacation, which is free. Hala, napaday ko ipakita nga kawa bath before this question. Asa na, pagpakita na ako kawa bath. Okay, one of the prizes is kawa bath with hilot. Ay, hilot, no? Hilot and kawa bath. Ang price, ani, we would show you our, is it the real 5? Si 𝗼𝙖𝙘𝗧. So we would show this video, the last, muna ni last na to, no? Na video. So this is our performer for this. The one who is in the kawa is our singer, performer, Hardin Dagami, Cristel. So this is, and she is also in Hardin Dagami for the kawa when she was also performing in kawa. So let's play the video.
Wait, kumusta sa pag-sprawl? Kumusta naman ka? Sakit ka. Uhuway sa panagsa. Relax, mapirot. Hindi, uhuway ka.
So that's our buwak, flower, and gatas kawa bath. So Cristel is the script of that is by also a 24-year-old playwright, an award-winning playwright. So from Descendant. So that's can we show the question now for our on-site audience? The question is, on what day do the healers of Siquijor cook or mix magmasa sa herbal medicine? So Luis was saying about that, and also RC, and I always said about on what day of the year do the healers of Siquijor cook? So raise your hand for the one who wants to answer. So the first to raise his hand is, please go to the microphone.
Black Saturday.
Ay, congratulations to the descendant of veterans of World War II for answering the question. So, you will be maghulog ka sa kawa and also with hilot. So, you should have a picture of him when, ang sagat yung name ni Kuan, name? Ang sa tay name? Ngalan ni mo? Manuel. So Manuel will have the hulum kawa for knowing that, nag-echo ko, Black Saturday ang pag-mix masas of the herbal medicine. Congratulations to Manuel. So next question number 2 is for the on-site, online audience nga wala diri sa Pamgras. So gamay na lang ni sila tingali. So the next question is for those online but who are not here at Pamgras. So the the prize is still hulum kawa. The first question is hulum kawa bath with hilot. So the second question is kawa bath. So there is also a choice of nasay tinua hulum kawa, which is lemongrass, tanglad, and ginger, and sea salt. And there is also other herbal, hilbas, hulum kawa. There is also like aloe vera, sabila, hulum kawa. There is flour only or milk only. So our next question is this, for all those online but not at PAMGRA. So I'm looking at the National Quincentennial Committee page and the PAMGRA's the Cebu Heritage Hotel page. So the second question is this. What is the Bisaya word for the act of looking for medicinal plants by traditional healers? What is the Bisaya word? So we have been saying this word how many times this afternoon or tonight? So this afternoon. So what is the Bisaya word for the act of looking for medicinal plants by traditional healers? You can say it can begin with letter P or it can begin with letter A. Aloe vera, ink, wrong. So you may answer through the comment section. To those not here, sorry, it's not the act. It is the act. So it is an action word. The act, it is a verb. So this is a verb. This word is a verb. It is the act of looking for the ingredients for the medicinal plants or the medicinal plants either in the forest or in the sea. So what is this? What is this action? So we have an answer. Congratulations to Gloria Colasito. Wala na si Gloria diri? Na diri? Wala diri no? Wala diri sa on-site si Gloria. Si Gloria is the winner. So Gloria, from where are you? Congratulations, you are able to avail, you are able to experience this kawa bath, healing healing bath, warm bath. Di gyud ni siya hot gyud kay dili masad ka masunog ani kay this is just tolerable warm bath with herbs. So this is a traditional practice of the Bisaya to have herbs or flowers when you are bathing. So, congratulations to Gloria. The answer is pangalap, or it could be alap or pangalap. Alap or pangalap. So, for the third question, the last. So, everyone can join except those who won. So, Manuel can no longer join. This so mo ginawa mo appeal si Ferdinand kanan siya mo appeal. So the last question, which is a 5-hour stay at our Rooms for Heroes and with also Hilot Binisaya. So you are able to stay at a room for hero at Palmgrass and with a Hilot Binisaya. So do you have Wi-Fi now? So are you now ready to answer? So for this last question, so this is a very easy question, very easy. Name the one-breasted diwata of Siquijor. Name the one-breasted diwata of Siquijor. You are going to have hilot. You answer through the comment section. Follow instruction. Comment section. Comment section. You answer. Ayaw, dili man verbal. Kaya comment section man. Hala, kinsay unang naka-answer. Hala, si Kuan, kinsay una diha? Ha? Nagdungan? Jonathan? Jonathan Estrella. Ikaw sa hindi mo, kisa si Nadiri? Paspasa mo type, oy. Congratulations for knowing mayo kayo attention basta one-breasted, basta breast tagari. One-breasted woman. So, actually, there was a question from Ferdinand Pagaw. If this is related to fertility, there was no story about fertility about Maria Isa. She was just described to have one breast. So, So hilot binisaya. So you would see that the hilot binisaya, there is a hilot at the stomach. So 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 hilot binisaya plus 5 hours stay in the rooms, one of the rooms for heroes at Palmgrass, the Cebu Heritage Hotel. So now I would like to ask our panelists to, if they are still around, napay nabilin, wala na. So si nakinsa man. So may we have them as we are going to invite you to our future events. October 21, Gabi sa Kabilin sa Palmgrass, the Lovers and Warriors in Cebu History, and also Gugmaoy, the art exhibit here at Palmgrass on October 24, the awarding of the most inspiring teacher of Mariana National School. So this is, and then we will have the Ungo o Babaylan, the witches of ancient Visayas. So this is now a different kind. This is not about healing anymore, or there is still about that, but more about the witches. And you would have the Visayan Mythical Creatures cosplay contest on October 30, fun games for the kids about Usluka and Ahos, Pakana ang Tambaluslos, and all the fun games for the kids. And also for November 12, the birthday of General Arcadio Maxilom, and on November 19, Buno. Buno is a Tausug word, moral resistance against Spanish colonization. We will have our panelist, Maria, RC. So RC Lima Maata. I call her Maria because her Facebook name is Maria Isa Maata. Because according to her, in their bukid, in their mountain, is there is the dakit or baliti where Maria Isa lived. So that dakit has a flowing water under it. There is a cave. Is it a cave or a sky or
Source of
a
water.
source of water under the dakit? And it is in their
Barangay.
bukid.
Where
In
I
their,
live.
uh, and then also we would like to ask Arcely Maata, and also the head tour guide of the head tour guide of Siquijor Provincial Tourism to give the closing statement. So we will have RC first. What would you like to say now?
Thank you so much sa pag-invite as one of your speakers karong adlaw. And salamat kaayo. It's my first time. And also, I would like to invite you all next year sa amo nga Holy Week nga bali mo na siya amo ang kuan para makakita mo sa akong pagluto unsay mga traditional nga practices diri sa province ug munay highlights pod na mo diri sa Siquijor province. That's next year Holy Week celebration. Thank you and good morning.
Maayong buntag always for the healers. So daghang salamat RC. Daghang salamat for bringing me to the different parts of Siquijor, and also explaining to me the healing practices of the Siquijodnon. So we would now like to ask Luis for his closing words.
Okay, so maayong gabi, maayong buntag, no? I would like to say, it's such an honor to be part of this amazing event, actually. Dahan kay salamat, Palmgrass Hotel, and all the people who made this one possible for listening to our stories. I think there's a lot more. By the way, when you come back here in the island, please contact me. You can visit my Facebook page, Explore Secure. That's me, guys. And you can ask more questions about the island there. And I am willing to interpret every bit of information that you need, should you need. So, daghang kayong salamat and mabuhay, guys.
Maayong buntag, Luis.
Maayong
Daghang
buntag.
salamat. See you when you come to Cebu. So, daghang salamat sa tanan. Thank you very much. Congratulations to the winner. See you again in our next events. And we say congratulations also and to the healers, the babaylanes, the therapists of Alima Native Massage, and to the all those our performers in our videos. Daghang salamat to those who came on site and to those who joined us online and join us again in our next event in Gabi sa Kabilin and other events. Daghang salamat o maayong gabi natong tanan. We would show you again the reels from our young people at Palmgrass. So as we close this, so adjust pa video.
How to heal from a broken heart. Step 1. Go to google.com. Step 2. Type a destination. Step 3. Realize nga di ka ka-afford maglaag-laag. So where do broken hearts go naman lang aniyad? You want to heal? Di na kinahanglan mo adtog layo oy. Ang Bisaya healing practices afford na nimo diri sa Alima.
Lato ba ka ko niya? Ha? Nga naman. Does he still think of me ba? Shoota! Nga naman. Naano siya laing? Huy, tinuod. Daan palagi ko.
Sakit no? Okay, stop na. It's time for hailing dive.
How man?
How pa? Visayas tayo?
Ha?
Uy, kuyugi ko. Nganong di man ka. Kuyugi na.
Tawagan mga chika babes diya, bye. Hey baby, alina dire. Pino abrihanan ni sugdan tani. Lamig baby, samot pag nakasindi. Lamig baby, give it to me. Chill lang ba? Daghan og chikas, ang ulo kay mapikas, ang power kay taas, hubog way kalas. Tawagan na si baby, ik me lady, cause tonight we gonna party. Inuman og
Ay nagpangutana, shh, wanay daghag storya. Dayali diri, sabak kadibi, sabak kadibi, sabak kadibi. Yeah. 𝗭𝘂𝗶𝗀. Ha! Wanay daghag storya, dayali diri, sabak kadibi, sabak kadibi.
Wait! Kumusta sa pag-sprawl? Kumusta naman ka? Sakit ba? Uhuway sa pamagsa. Relax, mapiupo. Halik, uhuway ka.